just a case. You're not just a client. You're a person, and you deserve support. You deserve simplicity. You deserve communication. When you hire an attorney, you deserve clear, risk-free advice that guides you to the best possible outcome in your injury case. And that's exactly what the advocates have been providing for over 30 years. After your accident, you deserve closure. You deserve compassion. You deserve peace of mind. You deserve an advocate.
This is The Monty Show, the truth in sports talk streaming. When you want unbiased opinions about your favorite team without the spin, all you have to do is find The Monty Show, streaming live and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube. And now, here's Monty.
Hey, The Monty Show live on your YouTube machine. Thursday, January 29th, 2026. Yeah, we're already through January. A month ago, I was in Paris, France. Screw off. Like, where did the month go? Where did January go? It's over already. In fact, just Jake, and I'm sure you don't know this because you don't have any love in your heart for me.
Right.
My birthday is less than a month away now. So
right.
we are, and this is important. We are just 2 days away from kicking off my birthday month.
Well, there you go.
So we need to understand the importance of February. It doesn't matter to me about President's Day or Valentine's Day or you idiots who believe in leap year. No, Monty's birthday just is what it is now. Anyway, the Monty Show is always presented by the Advocates at theadvocates.com. The best injury attorneys in the business, 24/7, 365. Compassion, empathy, and understanding. And I know so many videos are out there of the car accidents because of all the weather. Did you guys see Austin, Texas yesterday? For all my Texans on the show, did you guys see Austin, Texas yesterday? The freeways just frozen over and cars doing, I saw an SUV just, it's remarkable what's happening out there. If you've been in an accident, get to the Advocates at theadvocates.com. They're ready to serve you. Trust me when I say you cannot believe that your insurance company is working in your best interest. They are not. I have said it on this show 1,000 times. I'll say it 1,000 times more. I'm a believer that insurance is a scam. You pay those premiums month after month after month, and then they find a way when you need them most, your insurance company, they find a way to say, I know you've paid your premiums, and I know that you've done what you're supposed to do, but we just don't feel like paying out. Happens all the time. Well, it wasn't the hurricane. Now, I know that you have wind insurance, but you didn't have flood insurance. Well, it only flooded because of a hurricane. Right, but that's still a flood. I mean, we wish you well. How many times have we seen that? Honest to goodness. There, you have wildfire insurance, but you know what? It was the wind that caused the... Come on, man. That's what insurance companies are about. That's why you need somebody who has not only fought the insurance companies, they've beat the insurance companies. Trust me when I say the Advocates can win the fight because they've proven they win the fight. Clear, risk-free advice, never reaching into your pocket to pay a penny. What do you have to lose? At theadvocates.com, 24/7, 365. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show. What's up, Maury Alvarez? Good to see you, my friend. I was giving a member of the Oregon State staff an Uber ride. Do you drive Uber? I was unaware of this. Maury Alvarez, you drive Uber. Let me ask you something about Uber real quick. This is so off into right field, but do you judge an Uber driver by the kind of car that he's going to drive you in or she?
Of course.
Yeah. I think because listen, you know what? Monty, a big baller and stuff. I don't get into, like anything that's not an Uber XL. Mm-hmm. That's just how everybody ain't able, and neither am I. But I'm only getting into. Yeah, I'm not getting into like, hey, here's little Jimmy with his Prius. Nah, bruh. This hunk of twisted steel and sex appeal ain't getting in a Honda Civic.
Right.
Okay. Let's just be real clear about that. So yeah, I judge people by the car they drive.
Absolutely. Of
You know.
course. You know whether you're getting into a death machine or not.
You know, they were almost to the point where they thought it might be more beneficial to do a level to FCS just to pack the stadium. What do you guys make of this Pac-12 story? Let's get right to work on it, because the Pac-12, according to reports, the Pac-12 is going to have high-level meetings.
Where have I heard this before?
Well, and there is something to this. When you start looking at what we've seen and heard of the Pac-12, this is a lot of talk. And the Pac-12, they want to push for their spot at the Pac-12. They want their spot at the college football playoff table. And they want their conference champion to always be in the college football playoff. Is that, Jake, is that realistic?
No, it's not realistic, because the quality of your conference is not what it used to be. And I just feel like this is an unfortunate truth for the Pac-12. Now, you want to have a conversation about having access. Okay, I'm good with access. If you have a team, who can be an at-large bid, okay, I'm fine with that. That's cool. No problems. But we're not giving a G5 conference an auto bid for their conference champion. That's just that's not the system. And as usual with the Pac-12, the thing that annoys me is they want a handout. They want a exemption. They want,
something given to them. They want something given to them.
Yeah, they want something given to them that fixes the bad decision making that they took part in to get to this point. And nobody considered the college football playoff when the conference melted down. Nobody was thinking about, oh, well, hey, if we don't get this done and we try to rebuild this conference, I mean, are we going to be able to get back to where we were? And I don't feel like anybody thought about that.
I think this is very far-fetched. I think that the problem for the Pac-12 is you're not the Pac-12 you used to be. And it's a hard pill to swallow. And I understand that Pac-12 fan is going to get angry and upset, and you just hate the Pac-12. Sure. Okay. All of that. Just to answer the question. Is this version of the Pac-12 a G5 or a P4? You're going to be hard-pressed to find anybody who believes this is a power conference. It simply is not. You don't have the endowments, the enrollments. You don't have the historical success on the field and the court. Like, you just don't have the goods. And I think the hardest part for the Pac-12 is going to be making a case that your champion, no matter who it is, belongs in the college football playoff over every other G5. Especially now, as we reported exclusively on this show, the college football playoff is staying at 12. It's not going to expand this coming year. So how do you make the case that you're somehow on par with Notre Dame? How do you make that case? What leverage, what value does the Pac-12 bring to the table to justify the belief in the argument that their conference champion belongs in? It's without question, inarguable, the Pac-12's conference champion somehow belongs in the college football playoff. There is no value behind that. Because outside of a couple of football teams in that conference, you can't, even if it is Boise State. I mean, you can pick the membership here.
Right.
Even if it is Boise State, make me the argument that Boise State, no matter what happens, belongs in the college football playoff if they win the conference championship.
Back to the envelope calculations.
I think that's going to be tough.
Yeah, and I think that, look, this continues a pattern, and this to me is the conversation. I think it's straightforward. The Pac-12 has no business having an auto bid for their conference championship, but I think this conversation, this conversation is deeper than just that. I think that this conference made all this noise in 25 about, hey, we're getting back, and we're a better conference than the Mountain West, and we're this and we're that, and making all these assertions. To this point, you've done nothing. What have you done? What deals have you closed? You've got your 2 broken up kind of distribution deals, I guess. But other than that, we haven't really seen big time progress and strides toward coming back to what you were. And I think the biggest issue is that the Pac-12 has always thought it was something more than it was, right? The Pac-12 of old, the Pac-12 after dark brand was awesome. It had its place in college football. It was accepted. You had good brands and good teams in there. Like, you were in a good place there. But things have changed. And I don't feel like the old guard of the Pac-12 wants to accept that. I feel like because to me, if I was running the Pac-12, the question would be, okay, well, how can we get into what is the best position possible for the Pac-12, right? I think that's one. You got to identify that, which to me would be the best G5 conference in the country, dictating the narrative at the G5 level, getting your conference champion into the CFP through being the G5 champion, and then you're getting your CFP shares. That's your path. That's your road. And that's not a road that's been laid down by opinion. That's been the road for the G5 for many, many years now. So you're not unique to the situation. And so to me, that's your highest and best position that you can get this conference into. But I don't think that leadership in the Pac-12 agrees with that. I think leadership in the Pac-12 is holding on to this fantasy land idea that somehow they can change something that's not in their control. And again, this is what we heard out of Kirk Schultz all those years ago.
Kirk Schultz is going to stand in the way. He's going to block the college football playoff from happening.
The Pac-12 is going to get $600 million from the CFP committee, and this conference of what? I mean, what really? And honestly, I don't say this to hate on these brands, but if you're gonna put yourself in a P4 level conversation, you're putting me in a position to have to say, like, yeah, Texas State, sorry, dude, like, not happening. Boise State, that's the one brand here where you're like, okay, well, what can they do? Well, it turns out that Ashton Ginty doesn't come along every single year. And it turns out that Boise State isn't a national championship contender every single year, that they happen to just catch lightning in a bottle with Ashton Ginty and that team. As we all said the whole time, everybody knew that and everybody agreed upon that, except for Boise State and except for the Pac-12. So what I have difficulty in here is it's obvious. It's almost, to me, getting to a point where it's damn near a stupid question at this point to be like, should they be a P4 conference again? This conference has nothing that suggests they should have P4 status. There's just nothing there. No argument. If you're someone saying they should be a P4 conference, you're just simply reaching, and you're a pro Pac-12 person, which I understand. But factually, you don't have a leg to stand on. That's number one. And then number two, the main question I think that has to get figured out is, when does the Pac-12 get to the business of getting healthy and leave the business of trying to be something they're never going to be again? Like, that's what has to happen.
I think this is the theory is right. I mean, if we're being honest, the theory is correct. Their thinking is right. We should try to do everything we can do to get college football playoff access every year. Totally agree with that. But what is the Pac-12 doing now that they have always done? Well, let's see how we can screw our partners over and make it a better way for ourselves. Because that's what ultimately this is going to come down to. The Pac-12 has zero leverage to put themselves in a position to say, you're going to take our conference champion every year. And again, I always say, or what?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Or what?
You're going to take our conference champion every year. Or what? You're going to sue? Probably. That's what the Pac-12's always done.
But to that point, not to interrupt you, but to that point, they've sued so many times. That's what they've always done. They've sued so many times that you almost expect it now. You almost expect the legless, ballless, frivolous lawsuit out of this conference. And I'm just still asking the question, like, how do they monetarily survive all of this? Like, I'm still trying to figure out, like, when does the settlement happen with the Mountain West? Like when, like that's just dead. Like we haven't heard anything on that since what, like October? I mean, it's been months at this point. It's been like 100 days since we've heard anything. Like I don't know where are you going to go here?
Yeah, I don't know. And when you look at the fact that you already have voices inside the conference saying that the TV deal was disappointing, it's and granted, it's Utah State, but it's show me
respect.
Time in Cache Valley. That's their new logo, show me, or their new positioning statement. It's called the Show Me Initiative. It is meant to raise money and drive community engagement, which, hey, that's cool, but Utah State's a very good example of this. And I think that when you look at this Show Me Initiative, this is where the G5 finds itself in the economics of college football. And I hope that when at the end of the day, because Utah State, if we take out their horrendous fan base, if we take out their terrible crying Aggie tears, they're up against a big financial mountain, right? And you look at the goal here, they're trying to add 3,200 new season ticket holders, which you may say to yourself, well, Monty, it's college football. That's only 3,200 fans. In Logan, Utah, where it smells like cow crap, 3,200 fans is a lot.
Are people Myron?
That's, if you look at these goals, and Cam Walker, who's the athletic director at Utah State, and I think he's done a really good job, he's trying very hard to do that, to raise money. But Utah State is up against a conference where your average total revenue is only $74 million. And that's only because Oregon State, while still in the Pac-12 and still reaping Pac-12 money, made $120 million in 2024. So the numbers are not great, right? And so you look at these numbers that Utah State is trying to achieve is a $4 million per year TV deal, which is what, I mean, the Mountain West paid Utah State $4 million a year. And that number was expected to go up. If that number isn't, and what do we think that number is going to be? Most people believe it's between $5 and $7 million a year. So you look at these numbers on the screen right now, and Scott Walker is saying, the few years, quote, the few years in the media deal are a little lean, not worse than where we were, but a little leaner than we had anticipated. So now you're trying to add 3,000 new season ticket holders to cover that. Like, you have an athletic director at Utah State saying, yeah, we're not going to make the money we thought we were going to make. Because what has Jake said repeatedly on the show? Well, they're selling a bill of goods. They're selling a vision. They're selling a dream. Dreams don't usually become reality when you have a salesman behind them. They're not going to make $15 million a year.
And my question is about that, about the salesman portion of it. Even if you're the salesman here, the Pac-12 salesman, what money are you making? Like okay, cool. I get it. The schools, I as you just said, I've never been in doubt that the schools are not going to make the money they were told they were going to make.
No, you've been pretty steadfast on that belief.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to understand what money is the conference making? Because again, we can't skip over the fact that with this whole CFP desire that they have, the TV deal suddenly becomes like paramount to that conversation. Hey, if you want to be a CFP team, you need to be seen every single week and you need to be doing numbers. But the problem is with the brands you have, you're going to struggle to be relevant nationally. I mean, we can't
massively struggle.
Bro, we can't even get soccer writer on the East Coast to watch brands like Utah, right? We can't get them to watch, hell, we can't get them to watch USC some nights, some weeks. And you think that you're going to get, Texas State or Oregon State or Boise State to get consistent viewership from those that matter? I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not saying they're crap brands, but if we're talking about the CFP, you're just not that guy right now. And these numbers, like, yeah, these are cool numbers, I guess. These numbers need to go up. Like these
are
numbers
not
need
cool
to go
numbers.
way up, dude.
These are remember, we're having this discussion in an arena of we're a power conference. We should have access to the college football playoff. Texas State is making $1.6 million a year on ticket revenue. And we're supposed to believe those are power conference numbers? We're supposed to believe that Boise State, who only makes $8 million a year, Boise State is 4th in the new Pac-12 for ticket revenue. And we're supposed to believe that Boise State's a national power. No, and again, I would point to you, this is 2024 fiscal year. What do you think Oregon State's ticket revenue is going to be for 2025? Probably not nearly that good. And you look at sponsorship revenue, the juggernaut of Boise State is sub $8 million, and the conference as a whole averages $5.5 million in sponsorship revenue. That is tiny. Those are not competitive numbers. And now you have a prominent voice, an athletic director in the conference, while announcing a new revenue fundraising initiative and a new ticket sales initiative, saying, yeah, well, our Pac-12 TV deal, yeah, it's leaner than we had anticipated. That's to say you're disappointed. So when we sit here and talk about, the Pac-12 is this great power conference, we have to have a spot. AQ. Based on what? You're not making money. You're not selling tickets. Your TV deal is scattered, and it's not going to generate the revenue that you had promised. And you have massive litigation bills. So again, I ask, when we go through this and we talk about and we get down to brass tacks, what value does the Pac-12 bring to the college football playoff? Are they going to sell tickets? Not regularly. Are they going to bring a bunch of people to the TV? Not regularly. Are they bringing a bunch of Albertsons money with them in Boise State's case? Not regularly. So where is the value for the Pac-12?
Where is the thing that the CFP doesn't have that the Pac-12 has that sells them in? That's what's not present. And it's really unfortunate, man. There's no other way to say it. This conference, as soon as it disbanded, put itself in a really bad position. And I tend to agree that I do think you need a new age leader in that conference. You need someone who understands this is the path. The path is not beg the P4 for a spot. That's not the path, right? The path is, hey, we need to get our conference to start winning ball games consistently and regularly at the G5 level. And then we need to work with the other commissioner, the commissioner and the presidents in the G5 and the ADs in the G5 to put together their version of their CFP. So then you can go to the P4 and say, hey, our CFP champion at the G5 level gets one spot and you're in the national CFP. That's how you should do this. It's very clear. That conversation's already happening, whether you're in it or not. And I think they know that. And the facts of the case are, you again want something handed to you. And that's what frustrates me. That's the part where I get upset, is that the Pac-12 continues to operate as if something is owed to them, as if they're calling in favors with the feds or something. Like, you're not. Nobody owes you anything, man. Nobody there is no favor here. Like the schools that are in these power conferences, and this is the Big 12 conversation we have all the time, or the ACC thing, right? Like
Yep.
the schools that are at the power level are there for a reason, and they are better than what you have, and they are still struggling to get to where they want to get to. And that's what scares me. Because the next thing I would ask the Pac-12, okay, let's say that you did get rubber stamped in. Let's say they gave you the green light and you were now your conference champion gets in. Okay, well, that would inherently mean that you need to play a power schedule, right? That would inherently mean that you're like, if your conference champion's getting in, that means you got to have the same strength of schedule as everyone else at the power level. So when you are, when you can't even get, ranked in the top 25, except for maybe one team in a good year, I mean, that doesn't work. So that's why I say, like, the path forward isn't this. And that to me is their issue.
And I just go back to the TV deal. I feel like it being fractured and having so many games on USA Network. I mean, listen, this is what it is. You can't hide from it, right? You minimum of 3 games on CBS, great. Football conference championship game on CBS, great. 13 regular season games on the CW, 22 regular season games on USA Network. It's going to be hard to know where to watch your team.
Let me ask you a question, and this is something we've talked about on the show. Comment section, you've talked about it too. After the football season's over, right, the NFL season, once the Super Bowl happens here in the next 2 weeks or whatever, what's the need for YouTube TV?
God,
the reason I bring this up, the reason I bring this up is this deal is predicated on people having YouTube TV, in my opinion. Like, yes, you could get access to these networks in other places. Yes, you can, but I'm not going to Hulu or to these different platforms to find the CW. I'm not doing that.
And I think what's interesting is mom and dad who've got a kid playing at Boise State, they're going to find that game.
Right.
If they're not there, they're going to go find that game. If your kid or grandkid or whoever, that's not who makes up the core of your viewership. And I think on the regular, you need the common, just garden variety Notre Dame fan on a Saturday afternoon to want to watch your game. And I think that's going to be very difficult. It's going to be very, very difficult. I have trouble now just trying to figure out where the heck Notre Dame's playing on what network, right? Unless it's at the stadium, and then I know we're on NBC. But I think on the whole, it's a very good point. TV viewership, and I hate the way we watch TV now.
Couldn't agree more.
I hate the way we were talking about it last night. I was trying to find the Laker game last night.
And you know what's funny about that is it's on ESPN, but you open YouTube TV and sometimes it just won't show it to you. You have to go searching for it.
Right. But if you're a fan, and I currently live in Seattle for a time, but I am not a Seattle sports fan. I could not tell you where to find a Kraken game on TV. I have no idea. Like, obviously for the Seahawks, I know I watched the ticket on YouTube TV. I know where to get a Seahawks game. I could not tell you where to watch Washington football. I could not tell you where to watch Washington State basketball.
But it depends on the week, right? Because sometimes UW is national TV.
And if the bigger issue is, my wife said to me last night, does anybody watch local TV anymore?
No,
we don't, because cable is dead. Right. So it goes back to this conversation of if you're on USA Network and the CW and occasionally CBS Sports Network, or do you know how many subscriptions you have to watch if you want to watch your team, every one of your team's games in the Pac-12? Bro, you're breaking balls to do it at that point.
Yeah. Do you know what I know USA Network for? With all due respect to USA, I know USA Network for Suits, Law and Order for sure.
Chicago PD.
Chicago PD with Hank Voight and his SRT group. And Olympics coverage. Those 4 things. That's what I know USA for. And USA was huge when I was a teenager, right? That was a big network probably 10 years ago. They had a bunch of great stuff. Like they were doing awesome business. But I just am at this point where it's like, okay, and I want to make this clear too, for me and my TV viewership, I have never been in a spot where I haven't had either DirecTV or YouTube TV. I've always had one or the other, and I've always had the ability to just kind of say, okay, I'm going to flip it on. Let's see what we got.
But it used to be you would get DirecTV from your apartment provider.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that was, and if you go back and watch those shows, the issue, it's funny you bring that up. The issue I had with that is that the apartment building was making an ass load of money off of that because you could not get DirecTV piped into your apartment unless you had the $170 a month technology package in addition to the cost of your DirecTV package, which, so it's like there's always a scheme. But my main point here is not even that. My main point is that I'm getting ready here in the next week or so to cancel YouTube TV, because everything else that I watch is going to be Netflix, Paramount, Hulu, or ESPN Plus. I mean, and if I really want to watch, like if I want to catch up on Chicago PD, I can get the cock out, the Peacock. I can do that and get all the episodes.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, I can go full Dick Hammer on this thing. So I can do that. So I just think it's far fetched for the Pac-12 to be like, yeah, man, this that screenshot you have, this long ass scribe worth of a list of where all your games are going to be. Dude, I'm not going out of my way to find, USA, CW, CBS.
But where do you I live in Seattle. I have no idea how to turn on the CW. I don't watch Charmed.
It's on YouTube TV.
I don't know how to, I don't watch Charmed. If it's on YouTube TV, bro, YouTube TV for me is for sports. That's it. That's the only reason I go to YouTube TV. I'm like you. I am watching the Peacock for the Law and Order, all the Law and Orders, and Hank Voight.
Yeah.
Right? Right now, I am watching The Good Wife. I am watching, and it sucks because this is who we are as Americans now. We have to watch all these different platforms. So I watch Paramount Plus for Landman, all this stuff. I only watch YouTube TV for sports.
Yeah.
And I watch, I watch the NHL on ESPN Plus.
Yeah. Yeah.
I watch it on the ESPN app on my TV.
Yeah. Brooks Koepka today, watching it on ESPN Plus, dude.
ESPN. Yeah. That's exactly right.
And again, it's the DTC package, right? Like I can get more now with ESPN than I've ever been able to get.
Oh, direct to your Dick Hammer. Right. I think it is
fucking America.
Wait, well, I don't know what Sports Fire app for sport. Don't know what that is. Do tell. The slip and fall compilations on YouTube are hilarious. They really are. They really are.
The nomenclature is fail videos.
Travel wise, it makes sense for Utah or Colorado have a home and home with San Diego State. What? Okay, so God,
Bruh.
Pastor James White, listen, dude.
Whose life's work.
Certain people were uncomfortable with me saying pedophilia on the show. So I'm, listen. Do you, James, just here's my only ask of you. Yesterday was a bad day for the listeners. I'm just going to be honest. Beyond the fact the show sucks, yesterday was a bad day for the listeners, okay? I cannot tell you how many people, it must have been 7 or 8 DMs from listeners yesterday. Hey, where can I get the Dick Hammer story? Do you miscreants not know what Google is? Just Dick Google Hammer. Dick Hammer. It will that simple. It will be the first thing in a Google result.
It's an incredible tool known as Google, dude. You just type something in there and it pulls up everything relevant to those words you typed in the box. Incredible.
And then there's the whole Big Daddy Magic thing. He is so upset that I am not buying him a birthday gift.
Hey, player!
He is sending me videos and messages. I can't believe you're not buying me a birthday present.
Cry me a river, dude.
Dude, if what should I buy everybody who is everybody that's a listener of the show? Let me know when it's your birthday. I'll buy you a gift.
Oh, well, Monty, it's my birthday every month. Come on.
Like, how does that work? How does that work? Right. And so I get Brosif sending me videos. We have a conversation, right? He's like, you're not going to get me a birthday present, are you? I said, should I? He goes, yes. Yes. Red Buffalo Bills, nothing else. I said, bro, they lost. He sent me a video I have not watched yet, and I'm reticent to watch it because, again, he's topless.
Bruh. Finding you was a blessing. I mean, you've made me a character. I love it. You're on my Mount Rushmore.
Isn't that your birthday
Hogan,
present?
Victor, Josh Allen, and you. I'm like your biggest fan. I should have never did the Venmo thing.
He asked me to send him money.
Buy me a red Buffalo Bills hoodie. Because I'm the third man.
And?
I love your show.
Okay.
And you cannot say hi, I haven't enriched your life.
I haven't.
Because you totally enriched mine.
Nobody said you
And
did.
just think when we go to the BYU Notre Dame game,
God.
you just see how handsome I look in my Buffalo Bills red hoodie. And no, you don't have to buy me lunch. You don't have to buy me a ticket to the football game.
That's so nice.
Your job is to buy one red hoodie a year.
A year. Now it's a fucking one hoodie a year. Like, this is the life Chaboy leads. This is, I'm just supposed to buy you now. Now I'm supposed to buy you a sweatshirt a year. And it's so nice of you that I don't have to buy you a ticket and buy you lunch.
Yeah, he's doing you a favor, dude. You know, not requiring you to buy him things constantly, except for once a year for the hoodie. You know,
And
I mean,
can I ask, why are you wearing a Buffalo Bills shirt to a Notre Dame game? Help me. Help you.
By the way, sorry about who you guys decided to hire for your next head coach when that flames out.
Don't get me started. I know it's a 6-hour drive from Phoenix to San Diego. Why would anybody in the Big 12? Why would anybody in the Big 12 play anybody in the Pac-12?
And even if
Send
you
him
were,
some buckshot.
bro, even if you were, why the hell would you drive 5 hours down the 6 to get to San Diego? Well, you're not doing that. You're going to fly.
There is no logic. You know. Is it possible the administrators of teams that moved to the PAC might have sold out their fans by taking brown envelopes from Wazoo and Oregon State? I have no idea. I couldn't speak to that. I think Jake, and you guys have to understand, Jake is a scumbag degenerate, right? I think
I want that known.
When you show up with Dan Lanning hammer juice on your chest yesterday.
No credit for the clean vest, dude.
Yeah,
no
did you wash the vest?
Yeah, dude, it's crispy, dude. No credit for perfectly clean vest today. It smells good. It's clean. It's been refreshed.
So the dank stank of the alleyways is gone.
Yeah. You know, the seasoning has been removed from the vest.
Is the North Face logo a little brighter?
Maybe a little bit. It's kind of 6-1, but it's really more that there's nothing on it anymore.
But do you see how much cleaner that vest is now?
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't give me any credit to start the show, dude. Who am I, Big Daddy Magic? You won't buy me things anymore? Like, come on.
What am I supposed to give you credit for wiping your ass every day? Like, are you kidding? Oh, hey, buddy. Hey,
on both counts.
Good job taking a shower. Hey, good job doing your laundry. Nice job not recycling boxer shorts anymore. Congratulations. Do you guys see the life I live? My God.
Oh man.
How did Monty not include the clean vest? You can tell Monty does not care as much as he should. Cue the sad music. Yeah, I don't give a rat's ass.
Yeah.
You know.
Whatever.
Bailey Dietrich, tell BDM he's no Dick Hammer.
Yeah, see, and this is the thing, dude. Oh, well, first time, long time, buy me a hoodie every single month.
Hammer.
Okay, dude, you're not that guy right now, bro. Again, you asked for money and then you didn't come through with the guarantee, and now we've shifted back to hoodies.
This
Do
is
we
just a really sad state of affairs.
James, just nobody said he was a scumbag. What I said is he's a scumbag degenerate. It's
a slight but noticeable difference.
Do you not have any friends, James? I'm going to guess you don't hang out with people, because do you not know how to just
No.
have you?
No.
No, if I have to explain bro code to you, it's why you're a TCU fan. It is why you're a TCU fan.
You're not, James,
Oh
you're
my
not
God.
the guy that when your friend that doesn't exist calls you, you answer the phone with like, hey, Jagoff, how are you?
Yeah, like who does? Yeah, like you do that. That's it's fun. You laugh. Jake and I literally, do you understand? We literally text each other pictures of a stone statue. We both know what it means. We speak the language. Do I really in real life think Jake's a scumbag? No, I don't.
He's a hoe, and I want that known.
But is he a hoe? Yeah, he's a hoe.
Yeah, dude, do you think that I wasn't baiting him by asking for credit for washing my vest, which I probably should have done like a year ago? Like, come on. This is very straightforward, dude.
Do you understand he's got a snail trail, or he had? He had a snail trail from the strip club on that vest for like 6 months.
You take you a deuce. You don't sit there and look at it. You flush it and move on.
Problem is, I didn't flush it. I just moved on to the next show, and it just kind of built up.
Oh, you
over
are
the
totally
time.
the guy who will like burn a deuce and be like, "Oh yeah, sorry, forgot to flush." And then somebody walks in there and they're like, "Jake," it's like,
Ipso
"What?"
facto, it's mine.
Yeah, it happens. Ipso facto.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. You're never going to take a dump the size of mine. I understand the jealousy, but it's fine. Not a big deal.
And now Marcus wants a bottle of Courvoisier for his birthday. So now we've just escalated. We've gone from a Bills sweatshirt on Amazon to a $600 bottle of Courvoisier.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I guess I'm taking requests.
Ooh, I'm a
Like-
TV executive. I want Courvoisier.
You just, I don't. Anyway, the point is, yesterday was not a good day for
Where
the
are we at in
listenership.
society today?
Like, if you're too lazy to figure out where to get Dick Hammer on Google, that's a you problem.
Dick Hammer.
Right? Like, that's a you problem. Damn it, Monty. Jake deserves that participation trophy. Pay the man his money.
Dude, I want my blue ribbon, dude. Come on.
Pay the man his money.
Yes.
Never mind.
Rounders. Yeah.
Scumbag degenerate James. Sounds like James did not listen to Monty's full comment. Quick, Monty, make a paid comment and complain it was not read. Exactly right.
Yeah.
That's right. Like, do you guys not do that? Like, I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and I haven't talked to him in several months. He called me an asshole. He's like, "You're such an asshole. You haven't called me in like 3 months." Did I hang up on him and get all offended? Yeah.
You don't
But that's
always
not
have
really
to be
no.
negative.
I did. It's just you. It's just fun.
It's just the nomenclature, dude. It's the culture. Okay.
You know. I send pictures of Pazuzu to James over DMs.
No, I'm not Googling Pazuzu, whatever the hell that means.
Don't want to know. So Marcus is the dude from the Ladies' Man. He drinks Courvoisier. That, and he drinks, because I've talked about the fact that I like Jameson Irish whiskey. It's what I drink.
But you're not, I wouldn't say that you drink regularly or even all the time.
Once or twice a month.
Yeah.
I'll have some whiskey.
Yeah.
But Marcus is a 5 o'clock whiskey drinker.
Yeah.
And he has sent me pictures of his whiskey collection in his office. He's got like a little half round thing in the corner of his office that, dude, the money of the net worth of that table, the ladies' man, exactly right. Pazuzu is the demon from the Exorcist movie, the stone statue, that stone statue.
Oh, the demon.
Okay. I mean, listen, is what it is. The Chad Carter's been a member for 24 months.
Nice.
Here for a good time and a long time. 24 months of the good morning. Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think we're approaching some of our first members at 40 months now. I think some of the OGs are almost at 40 now.
It's wild.
Which is crazy.
Mike Smith, a member of the show for 30 months. Yeah. Jesuit charged for stalking Florida realtor, news at 11.
Yeah,
Exactly
I mean,
right.
It needs to be talked about, dude.
Wait, are we back on Foster Pavilion?
Dude, we covered this, dude. This is old material, brother. We covered this yesterday.
Is this from yesterday? These are from yesterday. I think these are from yesterday. Why are these in the comment section today?
I don't know.
That is so weird. Why are they? Because this is the one I read yesterday. I don't know.
That's weird.
That is weird. They're in here,
That's wild, dude. That's glitching big time.
I don't know. Listen, I just do what I'm told because we have to make sure we read James's paid comments 7 times a show now.
Right.
Monty is now Santa Claus, so everyone is giving him their wish list. Right. Like, before we get back to the Pac-12, I get it. I get it. And I don't mind the back and forth. It's weird to me that people are like, hey, here's my Venmo. Can you send me money? No, I can't. I won't send. Right? Like, I'm not. It's strange it's a foreign concept to me. Like, I have had people reach out to me in the last month and be like, hey, man, I'm a little short on my car payment. Can you send me $50? I think the guy asked me for $300. I was like, no, sorry, man. I've never even heard of that guy. He's like, oh, watch the show every day. Hey, no.
Right, but that doesn't this is okay. And then we'll get off it. But we've been doing this show for, gosh, I mean, it must be going on like maybe 12 years now. I'd have to look or whatever. But I don't, just because you watch the show doesn't mean we make like $1 million and we're just loaded with money every single time you turn it on for 30 seconds. Like,
we don't make money. We do not.
I mean, it's just not, that's just not the game,
not
dude. I mean, it literally is, it's just literally, we do this not because it makes us an ass load of money, but because it's a good time. And I think that that just needs to be understood, man. And so, no, we're not going to be out here, signing Monty Show executive orders to get you shirts and money and stuff. I mean, we do Amazon gift cards from time to time or things like that. But,
like James always saying, hey, can you send me Kindle gift cards? No. Like, if we have a contest and you win the contest, I'll send you a Kindle gift card or an Amazon gift card.
Yeah, but we're just not going to wake up one day and be like, all right, today's the day we're giving James, $100 Kindle gift card. Sorry, bro.
But it's just odd to me. Somebody like Big Daddy Magic, listen, I get it. I understand that there are issues in people's lives and people have issues that they battle. And Big Daddy Magic, certainly, it's well documented on this show, has some demons that he battles on a regular basis. And when we can help with those issues, I'm all in on that. Right? If Big Daddy Magic came to me and said, hey, I can't pay my rent, I need help, I'm not going to cut you a check for your $8,000 rent. That's just not how the game is played. And I totally understand. I enjoy the fact that everybody is here every day. But I'm trying to think of the craziest thing somebody's ever asked me for. I think the car payment thing the other week was kind of crazy.
And look, and David Pearsons makes a good point here, dude. I mean,
persons.
Monty, my birthday is in August, so you can start saving now. See, there you go. See, I mean, he's at least getting ahead of the curve here. I mean, he's giving you time.
But Big Daddy Magic and I have had a bet on this Bills shirt for how many years now, and he never wins.
Yeah, he loses every single time because his faith is misplaced in the Buffalo Bills.
Just saying. All right, let's get back to the Pac-12. If you're just tuning into the show, we appreciate you being here. The Pac-12 will have their regular meetings starting this week, and they are, one of the things that they are trying to figure out is how to get back to power status where they get an automatic qualifier for their conference championship every week, or every football season, excuse me. Percentages that happens, Jake. What percentage would you put it at? I would put it at 0. I don't think there's any chance that the Pac-12 gets an individual designation where every single season their conference football champion gets an automatic bid to the college football playoff. I don't see, because my personal belief is, and I know this is, a lot of people have commented on this. My personal belief is the G5 should be eliminated from the college football playoff, and they should have their own playoff. I think they should have their own individual thing. It will make you more money. It will drive better TV value for your TV partners. Like, there's all kinds of reasons to have a G5 level college football playoff. But I don't see any way this comes to fruition for the Pac-12.
Absolutely not. I think that it's not in that way. I think that the Teresa Gould leadership team is stuck in the old way of doing things. They want bias. That's ultimately what they want. They want someone to say, hey, like, yeah, I love the old Pac-12. Let's give the new Pac-12 a chance. But the problem with that is it's such a there's too much, volatility in this business of college football. There's too much, like, hey, if we give you a little wiggle room here, then we got to give this guy a little wiggle room, and it just where does the buck stop? And so the Pac-12 needs to find a way to work with other G5 conferences to put together a system for the G5. That's what they should do. They should be the one that, sort of champions forward a CFP style bracket championship at the G5 level, and then put their champion of that into the CFP. Because then at least at that point, if the Pac-12, let's say a year from now, was credited with creating a CFP for the G5, putting together a relationship with the power conferences, getting the champion of that lower level championship into the CFP, then it's like, all right, we've got positive momentum around this conference. But again, I just want to point out the things we don't have and why positive momentum would be so valuable. So, yes, you have a TV deal, but you don't have any revenue numbers around that TV deal. Nobody knows how much you're making. It's all speculatory, and it's probably less than anyone wants to admit. Right? That's number one. Number two, you don't have a team or teams, schools, that would bring you relevance at the table with the power conferences. So you don't have it in that way. So you're going to have to manufacture positivity and positive forward momentum another way. And that's never going to happen, in my opinion, with Teresa Gould at the helm. Because again, if you take your feelings out of this Pac-12 thing, dude, like, if you looked at the job Teresa Gould has done, with all due respect, it's not a great one. Like, you didn't get a great TV deal. You have spent an assload of money on litigation. You have not been able to get Tulane or South Florida into your conference the way you wanted to, hell, or even Memphis, the way you really wanted to, the way you frankly needed to. Like, what have they done? Like, I can't name a single positive thing, a single thing that's pushed the conference forward and pushed them closer to being what they once were. They're never going to be what they once were, but I'm just saying, pushing you sort of into a more valuable place. There's not a single thing that you can name that unequivocally says, yep, that's just an outright success, dude. And that's something I don't think they'll ever be able to overcome.
Okay, everybody gather around. We have a paid comment from TCU James. Everybody gather around. Please come in closer. From the back, please come in over. Come on in. Paid comment from TCU James.
I want you to listen to me.
And it is from today.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll compete in contests for books on Kindle PS. What is?
Well, I don't know what penile size has to do with it, but you know.
This show's hilarious. Jake's analysis has improved. Why are you so obsessed with complimenting Jake? I look.
Sucking a ding dong.
Again, he's a scumbag. Why are you so obsessed with complimenting Jake?
Again, I am
It's
not
so
of
weird
the.
to me.
I am not of the monkey brother in here, so we're not of the same cloth here. You know what I mean? It's a different thing.
It is so odd to me that James can't just talk sports. It's Kindle PS or my life's work is reading that I'm a demon.
And I just want to get out in front of it,
Jake's
James.
amazing.
We're not getting back together. That ain't happening, bro. Sorry.
Wow.
I can't do that.
Let's just drive that stake through the heart of the vampire.
I mean,
brother, you can't trust a conference leader who wears a puffy vest. Totally agree. I do think this comes down to leadership. I think the biggest issue that the Pac-12 is going to have, and I think a lot of people have, understanding who you are and where you are. They've never been able to grasp that concept.
It's a transformational TV partnership, infamous clip, dude.
If it goes back to Larry Scott or George Kliavkoff or now, and
Back to the envelope calculations.
look, Teresa Gould is trying, and I understand that. But I agree when she talked about that with Front Office Sports, the transformational partnership, I think it was a big mistake.
The one thing I keep saying to potential partners is, given where we are as a league, I don't want these partnerships to be transactional partnerships. I don't want this to be a media rights partner writing us a check and televising a bunch of games. We need these partnerships to be transformational at this point, and for somebody to really jump in with us and say, we want to help elevate and reimagine the new Pac-12.
Okay, I have to admit, Mike, you're totally right, dude.
The best game is on point.
I never noticed that she was wearing a vest in that clip. Never crossed my mind.
You didn't?
I have never noticed in that clip she was wearing a vest. Had no idea.
Okay. I think it is very damning for Teresa Gould. Freudian slip. What?
Oh, things happen. What's the big deal?
I think it is very damning for Teresa Gould to have talked about a transformational partnership and that was what they needed in their TV business. And this is not transformational. This is not transformational. There is no way to spin that they did not get the TV deal they thought they were going to get again. This is not their first rodeo of being disappointed in their TV deal. Right. So I just think this is, and we'll see what the messaging is coming out about this, but bro probably didn't want to look at her too long.
That's not very nice, Jay.
Yeah, that's not very nice. She's not unattractive. And what do her looks have to do with it?
Yeah.
Jay, I've never wanted to be anything but friends and to talk sports with you're so strange. What kind of comment is that?
That's determined that was a lie.
Anyway, I like the host of that show she was on. Looked like Beaker from the Muppets. Bro, this week just needs to end.
The one thing I keep saying to potential partners is, given where we are as a league, I don't want these partnerships to be transactional partnerships. I don't want this to be a media rights partner writing us a check and televising a bunch of games. We need these partnerships to be transformational at this point, and for somebody to really jump in with us and say, we want to help elevate and reimagine the new Pac-12.
And the bigger issue is, you'll remember, I think several days later, we had Gloria Nevarez, the commissioner of the Mountain West, on the show, and she's about as polished a speaker. And the thing about Gloria Nevarez is she never gets out of her lane. She is fully I just think she is much more in command of her product and of her situation. Do you regret it? Do you regret taking that step? Do you regret having those conversations with the Pac-12?
Not at all, because without that scheduling agreement, we wouldn't have the protections that we had that helped keep the league together.
Boy, that's a heck of a perspective. I give you a lot of credit for that, because it would have been easy right there to say, yeah, I regret it. I wish we hadn't done it. I mean, she's well thought out. She's well spoken.
She's playing chess, dude.
It just makes it very difficult.
Yeah,
it makes it very difficult.
Dude, she's not asking for things that are irrational or ridiculous. And that to me, you talk about like pettiness. You talk about like, relationships between, commissioners and TV partners and like, just those relationships that are vital to running a successful conference in collegiate athletics. The problem is that when you go asking ESPN for a ridiculous deal, that's going to get around quickly and you're going to start to lose respect. If you ask ESPN for, what did they ask him for at one point? Like $500 million or whatever it was, like $400 million, like
$50 million per school.
Yeah. Like, so if you're asking the ESPN for that, I mean, what message does that send to second tier? Like CBS or Fox or, I mean, Teresa Gould has just not, it's just not a great ask. And I think that Gloria Nevarez understands where they are and where they're going. And that's why she doesn't ask, frankly, just outlandish things and has respect.
I just don't know where the Pac-12 goes from here. I mean, again, I think the most damning thing is you have the athletic director at Utah State saying that they're disappointed in the TV deal. That is
rough.
That is rough. She has a face like Nixon. What
bro, Jay, dude, what are we doing, bro? Come on.
What are you talking about? Come on, man. James Hammer, TCU James on strike. Yes. And look at Dick's now he's Hammer. Got Dick Ham. He was able to find Dick's Hammer. LMAO at Face Like Nixon. Remember that old 80s song, She Had Betty Davis Eyes? Now sing it with She's Got Richard Nixon Face. Wow. She is transformational as the WNBA commissioner. You guys. What are we doing?
The WNBA commissioner has been a little more irresponsible.
Way more irresponsible. Gould is just in a no-win situation. That conference has been doomed for years. I would agree. You don't dig out of the hole that the Pac-12 is in. You really don't. And I think the other thing that's so difficult for a lot of people to grab onto at the Pac-12 is you don't know anything about their football brands. If we're talking about brands in that conference, I don't think there's any question Gonzaga is the best athletic brand in that conference. I mean, if you want a sure thing,
Gonzaga,
there is no question in my mind that when we look at how many banners are covering the logos, when you look at Gonzaga, that is the most accomplished brand. It's the most recognizable brand. I mean, obviously, Texas State is the drag on this conference.
Seventh best team in Texas, though.
I like Gonzaga.
I just think Gonzaga is,
Gonzaga.
with all due respect to Boise State.
Yeah.
If Boise State's not winning at a very high level in college football, nobody knows their brand.
Nope.
And Gonzaga doesn't even play football, and they're the best brand in that conference, in my opinion. And I think that's a huge problem. You didn't hit a home run with conference expansion. And I am certain that we're going to hear from Pac-12 fan who's going to be like, well, neither the Mountain West. What's the Mountain West got to do with this?
Not talking about the Mountain West today, bro.
That's the hard part. Texas State logo looks like a brown, hairy vampire. Very well could be. Pac-12 is more like a D2 conference. Texas State and Utah State are like Magic, Carp, and Slowpoke in Pokemon.
Bro, are you guys okay today? Like,
we're having a show today in the comments.
Yeah, are you guys all right? Like, is there some weekly fatigue happening?
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
I don't know. The new Pac-12's only similarity to the old Pac-12 is the name. They are living in 1971 and need to get back to the 21st century. Could not agree more. Can't agree with you about Texas State. They're going to get better over the... Who cares about the next 5 years? Werner, what have you done for me lately, business? The only reason Texas State is in that conference is because they're a warm body. That's it. You needed to be a whole conference, and you needed to have that 9th member. There you go. Texas State. There is not a chance on God's green earth. And eventually, sure, they could build up to it. Texas State is not getting a significant cash influx here. And I know their fan base travels better than anybody else's. God, how many bad conversations?
So we are struggling. So we are struggling in the comment section.
What do you mean?
This James Cat down here at the bottom. Sick as a dog and at work. Need the weekend now.
Oh no,
brutal. Mike
dude,
Smith.
That's the worst.
This damn cold weather is causing issues with our mood. Couldn't agree more, dude. Couldn't agree more.
Guys, I'm sorry to hear that.
Struggle bus is here, dude.
It's tough. Yeah, I agree. This cold weather blows. And it is. We talked about it last week, and you guys all told me I was being soft. Bro, they don't know how to drive on. I watch Landman. They don't know how to drive on ice. Texas is rough.
Do you understand that Texans, most Texans probably don't have all-wheel drive. Probably mostly rear-wheel drive state.
And them trucks are dude, I'm trying to find the video now, but I watched that video I was telling you guys about, all those cars on the freeway in Austin just doing donuts. That's brutal. That is brutal. Watching Bryson DeChambeau on YouTube the other day, play golf in the snow in Texas. What are we doing? Now, I am certain that Satan will turn on the furnace and all the snow will melt probably today. But that's not cool at all. If you got to drive to work. Yeah, James, I appreciate that. I hope you're feeling better, man. Being sick, being sick is the dregs of society. When you're sick and you have to go to work.
Brutal.
Thanks, bud. No, thank you,
pal.
People down south are bad at driving in bad or slick roads. They hit the brakes too hard. Yeah, well, because you're not used to it. When does it ever rain or sleet or freeze in Texas? Well, only when Ted Cruz goes to Cancun. But okay. It's going to be above 50 here today in Texas. Things are getting better. Okay. Things are getting better. Hey. Texas State is the 7th best team in Texas, and I have a master's degree from there, so I know what I'm talking about. That is still one of the greatest moments ever. When that bro came on the show and said, the Texas State fan came on the show and said, we're the 7th best team in Texas. I want credit for that. And he was serious. I was once sick with type A and type B flu, and it gave me a blister on and in my eardrum.
Oh.
The worst. And it's not like you can get over the flu, right? We can NyQuil that right into the ground, right?
I'll drop that motherfucker.
But it's that little nagging cough.
The coronavirus.
The little booger drip.
Everybody
right?
gets a test.
Being sick at the peak sucks, but trying to get over it and you're just for 10 days. It's the worst. Every year there should be a show dedicated to the best of the Monty Show moments. Jake used to do that, but he's a degenerate now. Sorry, TCU James. Blister on your eardrum, bro. Did you get that in band camp? There are bad things that go around band camp.
Mm-hmm.
I know. There are bad things that go around band camp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super Bowl's a week from Sunday. Jake, have you at all changed your mind on the Super Bowl?
Nope. I'm going with the graphic.
Even after Dick Hammer. You're still on the Patriots.
Dick Hammer.
I'm going with the graphic, dude. I'm going with the script writers. I am riding with the Patriots, dude.
Script writers did a great job with that one.
Yeah. Thanks, Coop. Yeah. I'm going with them, dude. 100%.
Oddly, this number has not changed. 4.5, 45.5. I would imagine it'll change next week.
Probably.
But I don't know. Are you guys...
How many injuries in this game next to the power plant?
I know. I think that's interesting. I don't think there will probably be many, but the Super Bowl teams that will not practice on that field, they have refused to practice on that field.
Yeah.
Refused. But I don't know. Are you going to watch the Pro Bowl this weekend?
No, absolutely not. Nope. Not watching the Pro Bowl. Don't know what I'll watch. Going to try to swing it on Saturday.
What do you mean swing it?
Like go to the range, start hitting balls again, get outside a little bit. It's supposed to be a little bit nicer. High is supposed to be like 60, but it's going to be cloudy, which means that on any given moment, it might start raining here in Eugene. So, but I'll definitely be, I don't know if Brooks Koepka is going to be in contention this week. We'll have to see how that goes. But if he's in contention, if he's a top 10 player on Saturday, then I'll definitely be watching that and paying attention to that. But yeah, dude, the Pro Bowl is like the skills thing that they do on a Tuesday night. Cool, man. Like I was watching hockey, I was watching hoop. Like there's other stuff on, I don't know. This was my point. We never really got to the Shador thing, but
oh God, why would you bring this up?
Well, because I think that the NFL is pining for attention, dude. They're pining for attention. You're telling me. So
you think the only reason they added Shador
yes.
Sanders?
Yes.
You think the only reason, because he's not one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL.
No business.
You think they only added him to get people to watch?
Correct. Yes. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I think they added him to get people to watch. I think that I like Shador. I have no problem with him, but I'm not going to also sit here and pretend that he's a Pro Bowler because he's not. It's just not where he's at yet. And I think that it's outlandish that he would be the fill-in for anybody. It just is ridiculous to me. And I think that
well, it is, but bro, the format is flag football, right? Like if there's a skills competition, you got to remember that and it's at Moscone Center, right? So it's a skills competition. I'm pretty sure I need to look it up, but isn't it 7-on-7 flag football? Let's see. And there's I think 3 or 4 games of flag football. And
so we agree then. It's an irrelevant event that they need eyeballs on.
No, I think it's actually going to be a fun event, but that's just me. Multi-day format skills challenge in 7-on-7 flag football. The main event is on February 3rd, including 3 flag football games, replacing the traditional tackle format for safety and higher engagement. I think it's going to be fun. Does Shador Sanders belong in the Pro Bowl? Probably not. In this format, is he the right guy? He is. I think it's going to be fun, and I think that's what the NFL needs. Is it the same? It's not the game we've played. Nobody wants to tackle. Nobody wants to. It's not Hawaii. It's not even Florida. It's indoors at a convention center in San Francisco, which I don't have any problem with.
Listen. To use JJ Redick's early Laker Day comments.
Here we go.
The NFL is.
Why would you bring up the Lakers?
Is engagement farming. That's what they're doing. They are in the engagement farming industry, and they are clickbaiting the hell out of this thing.
Should they not be engagement farming?
No, they should be, but I just think people who are like, oh man, Shador made it on merit alone. No, he didn't. Shut the hell up. This guy's in there because they need eyeballs, and nobody cares about the Pro Bowl. It's a completely meaningless, irrelevant thing that nobody watches, and they've tried every which way, everything from making the game mean something to not making it mean something to different skills competitions to flag football now. Like, I get it, dude. It needs eyeballs, but maybe you could just get rid of the whole thing and come up with something better. Like, figure it out, dude. You're the NFL.
You really don't think that flag football? I think this is going to be compelling. I think it is compelling. I think it's fun. I think it is an Olympic sport. Isn't flag football in the Olympics now? Like,
bro, it was compelling to the masses. They wouldn't be going out of their way to get, Shador level publicity.
Yeah, but how many guys turned it down? It's not like he was their first and only choice. I think if there's not, listen, Shador Sanders is being vilified for this, and I think it's ridiculous.
Oh,
Shador Sanders,
it's not his fault, but
right? But
you're happy.
Reason. You're happy to denigrate him, and so he doesn't belong there. Listen. I know that Todd Monken's now the head coach of the Cleveland Browns.
And everyone's soul died when they announced that.
Did you guys hear about that? Todd Monken. Again.
Browns are going to brown.
You can't make up the storylines on this show. Oak State James wanted Todd Monken to be the head coach at TCU.
Hey, look here, man.
So you want to know what a POS Todd Monken is? He gets hired as the head coach of the Browns. They lost, season ticket holders didn't gain him. Jim Schwartz, their defensive coordinator, who should have been hired, everybody but the owner advised the owner to hire Jim Schwartz. They went through the process. They had a hiring committee. And the owner made the final decision. Deshaun Watson. The owner made the final decision. You ignored the people you paid to give you a recommendation and went with Todd Monken. And now Jim Schwartz, who you were going to force on everybody else that you interviewed, which is why people pulled out of the you wanted them to take a test. And you told all the coaches that you were interviewing, you have to keep Jim Schwartz as your defensive coordinator. So people were literally pulling out saying, we're not going to finish the process. We're not interested.
That's stupid.
So you didn't hire Jim Schwartz. You hired Todd Monken, and now Jim Schwartz doesn't want to work for you anymore.
Oh.
You can't make this up. You hire a guy that literally is the least qualified candidate for the job. And the guy you should have hired now doesn't want to work for you anymore. It's insanity to me.
It is classic Cleveland Browns, dude. Like, it's just what it is. I mean, that's
yeah,
I did. Who they are.
I laughed at TCU James when they hired Todd Monken. Oh, Todd Monken. Oh
my God, Todd Monken. Oh, God, have you seen his goalpost? Oh, my. You want to...
Oh, my God, Todd's going to Monken that ass.
No. Shut up, you scumbag. Listen, you want to talk about the Golden Arches? Oh... Todd Monken's Big Mac. Oh, my God.
You were he was all in your stomach. You guys were playing tummy sticks, you and Todd Monken.
Tummy sticks.
And now he's such a bad hire that Jim Schwartz doesn't want to work there. It's wild. Charles Webster, rookies versus sophomore NFL game. What is this, the NBA? No.
Yeah. Come on.
That's a hard no. I'm going with Jake, philosophy on the Pro Bowl. Okay,
Good.
So I guess I'm the only one here. I guess I'm the only one who thinks this is going to be enjoyable. I won't watch, but it's going to be enjoyable. I'm not fucking
Well, yeah, they're not in the engagement farming industry, and I'm not going to watch, but I'll catch it on Twitter, which is exactly where all those clips are going to be.
Bro, my wife, who already thinks I am hideous and unattractive, will divorce me if I turn on the Pro Bowl.
Hey, honey, it's Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Let me get some chips and salsa, and we can turn on flag football. What do you think? Like, come on. Nobody's doing that, dude. Nobody.
Waves in opposition.
I don't even know when the Pro Bowl, if I'm being honest.
It's Tuesday. The skill stuff is Tuesday. This coming Tuesday.
It's Tuesday? Fuck.
Tuesday night on ESPN.
God. When is the actual Pro Bowl game? Are you really being serious that the Pro Bowl game It's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay, I give up. I try.
See, again.
I try. You're putting the Pro Bowl on a Tuesday?
Don't fuck.
That's why I'm saying it's the engagement farming industry, dude. You are clip farming the hell out of Shador Sanders. Like, oh, wow, look at Shador and those cleats making this great play on a flag football field. Incredible.
Why would
by
it be
the way,
Tuesday?
buy his jersey.
Why would it be Tuesday? No, you want to buy Todd Monken's jersey. You know. The Pro Bowl is the one thing that the NFL can just not make it work. They get better numbers during the draft show. They do.
Because something actually matters during the draft.
Oh, look. TCU James. Todd Monken is a good offensive mind, but even I'll admit he's not ready to be an NFL head coach. He's not ready. Guy, he's like 94 years old. If he's not ready now, when's he going to be ready?
Well, Monty, come on. He'll be ready in a year or two. It's okay.
Bro, how many dudes have you throated? Todd Monken, Zach Robinson, Brandon Whedon, Preston Stone. None of them have had sick. Do you, James, at some point, are you going to acknowledge that you've murdered people's careers?
Anita, Dick, and Ming.
Dak Prescott, who you said was terrible. I told you he was great. Now he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL.
Baron Morton.
Baron. Oh.
Monty, let me tell you about the air raid offense.
No, it's no offense that Todd Monken would run, but let me tell you.
I just got back from Baron Morton going deep.
It never fails. Sergeant Green is a Browns fan. I died inside years ago. Well, Jake Retzloff. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Jake Retzloff. Let me tell you about Manischewitz. He's going to be the greatest Shador Sanders we've ever seen.
The engagement farm is going to be all over that Retzloff ass.
Oh, let me tell you about you fans. You tell you pussy. Okay. Oh.
You got to fuck one, marry one, kill one. Go.
No. Matt Muldoon. None of the big four sports have successful all-star games. Okay. Are we going to pander to the lowest common denominator? Okay, Monty. Who's got the best all-star game? Major League Baseball?
Yeah.
Major League
Baseball does. Yeah.
The Pro Bowl's not an all-star game.
NHL All-Star Weekend is their skills competition is fun. The skating thing around the rink, the speed competition is legitimately entertaining.
But you know what's interesting? My wife and I, again, my wife thinks I'm fat and ogreous, but that's fine.
Ogreous.
Ogreous. That's a new word. We were watching television last night. And she was making a cauliflower crust pizza that sucked. We at some point have to talk about food. I've lost my love of food. It's brutal. Anyway, the point is, dude. Shut up, Jake. The point is, I am a Laker fan. So I turn on the Laker game. And you know what my wife said to me? And I didn't even realize it until she said it to me. She's like, do you like the NBA as much as you used to? No, I don't. I don't have nice things in my life. I don't like the NBA.
Yeah, did you guys like watching LeBron James cry on the bench while they played the tribute video last night? Was that,
I'm done with LeBron as a Laker. I'm done with LeBron, period. The Lakers need to move on from LeCap, LeBald, LeDad. Like, we need to move on from it.
For the Cavaliers. Believe in it! This is for you! Cavalier fans, welcome back to the land! The St. Mary High School in Akron, Ohio, number 23, LeBron James!
Okay, just watch the paper towels by his foot there on the ground. Struggles to get it the first time. Oh, I don't know. I think that bro is.
It's a nice moment for LeBron. He needs to retire. He is not the same guy. He is dragging the Lakers down. And my guess is I am in the group who agrees that LeBron is going to retire. I think he is going to step away from the NBA and he's going to move on. And I think he should. He is absolutely a drag on the Lakers. And as a Laker fan, some of the things that annoy me about the NBA right now. Can I afford to go to an NBA game? Yes. I'm not willing to pay. It was over $1,000 a ticket when we were back in LA for Thanksgiving. I think it was over $1,000 a ticket to go to a Laker game. I'm not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I'll be honestly, one of the most enjoyable things I've done in recent years was Jake and I went to a Laker game a couple of years ago. It's special to go to a Laker game. It's special to watch LeBron play. It's not special anymore. Not for $1,000 a ticket. I'm not willing to do that.
I'm not paying rent to go to a Laker game, dude.
I really struggle with where the NBA is right now. And I miss being excited the Lakers are on. I miss being excited the Bulls are on. I can't support Jerry Reinsdorf, so I am not a Bulls fan. But when he is no longer walking amongst us, I'll support the Bulls. But I miss the NBA being compelling. I miss the NBA being excellent. The NBA All-Star Game's a travesty of justice. It is absolutely horrendous. It is horrendous. And I think that it just makes me crazy. Stadium James is a show legend. Yes, he is. Sergeant Green, baseball has the best All-Star Game. I would agree. Gives the other James out there a bad name, but he is a legend. There's no doubt. Is he a curmudgeon? Yes. Does he constantly and obsessively talk about himself to bring attention to, oh, my demon, and look at my car, and I'm a TCU fan? Yes. And it's obnoxious. He's a legend on this show. He ruined Ollie Gordon's career. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Matt Muldoon. None of the four sports have successful All-Star games. Why the NHL scrapped it last year for the Four Nations face-off. And I think the Four Nations was hugely successful.
Four Nations was better for the game. That's why.
And we're getting the NHL back in the Olympics. Now this arena in Italy that's
ass.
Well, the ice they have had, it's fine. The ice surface is fine. That was the biggest concern. The NHL was worried about the quality of the sheet. It's fine. They have tested it. They have had multi-game weekends on that ice sheet now, and it's fine. Aren't the Olympics next week? I think the Olympics start next week. And the NHL is going on an Olympic break.
That's what I mean. I don't like, are they even publicizing the Olympics?
On NBC, every time you turn on the cock, all you get is you're home for the Olympics. Right? Like every time I turned on NBC, I was watching a rerun of Chicago PD yesterday. In the afternoon, I was watching a rerun when I was eating lunch, and you turn it on and it's doom, doom, doom. You're home for the Olympics. Turn it on. We need to make money. Right? Like that's all it is. That's all. That's the whole thing.
They're just crawling down your throat to watch their network, dude.
Costas has male DNA in his eye on the pillow. For $19.99, you can own that Olympic pillow. You can also eye-pound Bob Costas for $59.99.
This cock.
Right? That's the whole thing.
Eye-pound.
Eye-pound. Remember when Bob Costas had the stank eye? Yeah. He had stank eye because he took some dude's DNA in his eye off of his pillow. God, pink eye is the worst. If you've ever had pink eye, and Jake, I imagine as a strip club connoisseur, you have.
Jackass.
You know. LeBron should move to power forward and run pick and roll like Karl Malone used to. Okay. The Bashir. Oh my God. We got a 3-cheese pizza that was gluten-free. We baked it and threw it in the trash. Dude.
We could talk about it. We got time.
Yeah, I have a dysfunctional relationship with food right now. In that I only like to eat a certain number of things. First of all, I haven't lost weight in 3 weeks. I am on the exact same number that I have been on for 3 weeks, and it's pissing me off.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, if it ain't Chipotle, or if it's, my wife has been making these mashed potatoes. If it ain't Chipotle or her mashed potatoes, I don't even want to talk about it. I'm having, like, this week, it's ground turkey and frozen vegetables, smashing that.
Same as every other week, bro.
The difference is now I was looking for ways to enjoy ground turkey because, you eat the same thing, you get burned out on it. I saw a recipe online. I think it was on the Food Network's Instagram story. I could be wrong. About how cinnamon makes meat better, no matter what the meat is. I'm going to find a steak this weekend. I don't even care. I'm going to take my wife to the butcher's table this weekend, and if she doesn't want to go, I'll.
It is what it is.
I'll take the concierge in my building. I don't even care. I don't know why she wouldn't want to go, but it's fine. Anyway, the point is, I'm getting a steak this weekend, and I am telling you, I made ground turkey with a bunch of cinnamon on it. I took like cinnamon seasoning that you buy at the store, the powder, and it is amazing. It will, I am telling you right now, you will leave a stain on Jake's Fast after you eat that. It is so good.
Yeah, I finally got back on the GLP-1 grind. It's been a
Oh, when did you do this?
Monday I did it.
So you finally did it again.
Yeah, the last several days have definitely been a grind. Bumped up to 5. And that's been.
What do you mean it's been a grind?
It's just been dealing with the fatigue and just kind of working through, you just go through the adjustment phase, right? You go through the adjustment phase. Not the eating part isn't even the hardest part. That's the easiest part.
Yeah.
For me, that's not even a challenge, but it's you just feel different those first couple of days. Like you can tell your system is slowed down. You can tell that you go through the phase. The first 2.5 days, the bloating, and then you start to come down from that. And then so just going through that has been, that's it. Definitely going up one level. You definitely notice that the food noise, the first level for me, the food noise was still there. it didn't do anything for me. But Tuesday, I basically didn't eat. I typically don't eat until 9 o'clock usually.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but Tuesday, I didn't eat till noon and had no problem. That just didn't occur to me. And then I ate, and then I had trouble eating dinner on Tuesday. I was like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not really hungry, but probably should have a little something, and so it's definitely definitely having its effect. So,
Yeah, it is. It's very interesting. The grind of using Zepbound. I use Zepbound.
Yeah.
The grind of using Zepbound, you find that you get into. I have had almost no side effects. I have never felt tired. I feel cold. That's the biggest thing I've noticed. How shall I say? Taking the Browns to the Super Bowl used to be a twice-a-day event for me, and it had become a twice-a-week event for me.
Yeah.
Then 2 weeks ago, we were at Whole Foods, and I just happened to be looking into this case at Whole Foods, and there was a box of probiotics sitting there, like these little probiotic drinks. That's like a shot. It's literally a shot. You just chug it real quick. And it's turned me back into a daily pooper now, which is great. And I still have not lost a single pound in 3 weeks. Since I got back from Paris, I have not lost a pound. I don't know how you explain it. It makes me crazy. But I'll tell you, I have been walking more because I've really tried to figure out like, why am I not losing weight? Because usually I there have been several weeks during this whole grind of the GLP-1 where I'm like, well, you don't lose weight for a week. Okay, no problem. But then usually the next week I'll lose like 5-6 pounds. And then for the next 3 weeks, I'll lose like 2 pounds because usually I lose 2 pounds a week.
Right.
I have not lost a pound. I have not lost half a pound. I have not lost a tenth of a pound. I have been the exact same number since I got back from Paris. It is crazy. But so I've been walking a lot more. I've been going to the range twice a week now. Like I probably need to bump up to the next level. That happens with plateaus. With Zepbound in particular, you get plateaus. And we changed. I actually used to take my Zepbound shot every Tuesday. Now we're taking it Thursdays. So this will be the first week we'll take our shot tonight. Me and my wife both are on Zepbound. We'll take our shot tonight. And it's because she made a point last week. She's like, we should do it on Thursday because then it's in full effect over the weekend.
Yeah.
Because the weekend is, I wouldn't say that we get a little looser with our nutrition, but we'll walk our dog on Pike Marketplace.
Yeah.
And there's a cookie stand there. Like it's stuff like that. Whereas when your GLP-1 is at full strength, because it crescendos during the week, usually 3 days after you inject it, it's at its peak. And then it falls off. And then you get to your shot day again, because you take it once a week. You get to your shot day, and then you're back up and you crescendo. And
yeah.
So, it is what it is. But it is, and it may have. Mr. Chow was probably the best restaurant experience I've ever had.
Yeah.
That was phenomenal. But, did you lose weight during your trip? Yeah, I lost like 11 pounds during my trip. It was crazy. Probably 8 pounds. Probably 8 pounds during my trip. But it's because I was walking. We were walking like 15,000 steps a day. Now I'm trying to get 6,000 steps every day. Like I've elongated my midday walk and my nighttime walk. I'm trying to elongate them. During the day, I'm doing laps around my condo. Like I try to stand a lot more. I try to walk. So I'm trying to get 6,000 steps.
Yeah.
My wife says to me, why don't you just get on the treadmill? Because I don't want to get on the treadmill. I have so many excuses not to do the things I need to do.
Don't we all?
Hero 75, let's be honest. LeBron will announce next season will be his last and do a retirement tour. I don't know if he will. I don't know that he will. I mean, LeBron does not strike me as the retirement tour guy. I think that emotion that we saw in Cleveland last night, I think it was real. I don't think he was faking that. I really don't. I think LeBron, that was real emotion that we saw in LeBron last night. And I'm curious to see where he ends up. I'm curious to see. I think he needs to stop playing. He's not a championship caliber player. I think he made a mistake by this season, not playing this season in Golden State. And it's why when I look at this situation with Giannis, I think this is a big, big deal. Giannis has pretty much said he wants out, and the Bucks have said, yeah, we're willing to trade him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Lakers have to go all in for Giannis. They probably don't have the assets to get him.
Yeah, I think Giannis said that his preferred teams were like Miami, Toronto. I don't remember
Golden State.
One. Golden State. So
I think he likely ends up in Miami or Golden State. Because Golden State's got all the assets you need trade-wise. I think they own all of their future draft picks at this point.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler tearing his ACL did significant damage to their ability to make an in-season trade for him. That's going to make it very difficult. Jonathan Kuminga ain't getting that trade done.
Right.
He's not. But like LeBron should be trying to get to Golden State.
Yeah, I think I think LeBron's going to go back to Cleveland for one more year. I think that Cleveland's made it clear they're open to it. I think that LeBron wants a retirement tour.
Why would you do that?
Well, because it makes perfect sense. What do you mean? He started his career in Cleveland. He's from there, obviously. And it's a very much like a storybook kind of ending to his career, and I think that's what he wants.
I can't. If I'm LeBron, that's the last place I'm going to finish my career. I'm not willing. I think there's so much risk in that. Mobile Monty Show reminds me of the old Pump Up Volume movie. What do you mean? Mobile, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. I think LeBron is going back to Cleveland and then retire. Well, there you go. The Monty Show going mobile. Monty walking in the rain while reading James' comments would be epic. Yeah, I don't think so. James says, I'm headed to work. Have a great day. No, you have a great day, sir.
Try not to spin out, dude.
James says it's hard to lose weight coming back because of the food in the U.S., so you're not wrong. It is very difficult. One of the things we really noticed about Europe, and I know I've talked about this on the show, but the food in Europe just does not have the high sodium content that the food in the States has. Like it is you go to even Chipotle. One of the reasons I don't eat at Chipotle on the regular anymore is because the sodium content is so high. And you just retain so much water.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of the things when I got back, the first week I was back, I gained like 6 pounds. And eventually, obviously, I peed all that out. But it's just because you're eating so much sodium that you're retaining water. Like, it's tough, dude. It is legitimately tough. I think it would be better if Jake read James's comments in the rain. I would agree with that. Delaric, at this point in his career, LeBron, if he wants to keep playing, he should consider playing as a sixth-man type role. Well,
that's not his.
If he's going to be a sixth-man, he should retire.
Yeah, he should just retire. Nah, what he should do, there's two paths. You can go to Golden State, and you could try to win a championship and ride out on your high horse. Mm-hmm. And that would be the path I would go with if I were him. But again, I'm not just going to discount who we know LeBron James to be, dude. We know him to be an attention seeker. We know him to be someone who likes to dominate the media. That's who he is. That's who he's been his entire career.
Jake is just a hater.
Call me a hater if you want to, dude. That he is.
But you know what the problem is? The Lakers. What are the Lakers? 5th in the West.
Mm-hmm.
And they're better without him.
Yeah.
That's the problem. So are you going to go to the Golden State Warriors and they're all of a sudden going to become better? I don't think that's happening. Right? That's definitely not happening. And you start looking at teams who are legitimate NBA contenders in the West. Obviously, OKC and San Antonio right now are the two best teams in the West. I don't view Houston as a championship contender. I think they're horribly flawed. And I think with LeBron James, the Lakers are not championship contenders.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if Minnesota somehow ends up with Giannis, okay, we're having a different discussion. Right? That's a 30-win team right now or something like that. Like, if you've got 28, 29, 30 wins, you're a really good team. That doesn't mean you're a championship contender.
Yeah, agreed.
Right? You're not, like, who's the best team in the East right now? I mean, probably the Pistons or the Knicks are probably the two best teams, especially now that Jason Tatum's not going to play this year, it doesn't look like. I mean, there are very few championship contenders.
And then we wonder why the NBA is down.
I think that's exactly right. That's exactly right. The last thing that LeBron James is a Golden State Warrior. You mean the last thing you should do is go to Golden State? Well, I mean, I think LeBron. I don't think LeBron's an attention seeker. I disagree with that. I think LeBron's a ring chaser, and he's only got one in LA. If it's very difficult for somebody like LeBron James to become a passive part of an offense, because guys like him think they're the best player on the floor. Whether he is or not, he needs to think that. But it's tough to watch a guy like LeBron just kind of
fade.
Yeah, and he is fading. There is no question he is fading. I have no doubt about that he is fading. And
yeah, I think that we've lost the appreciation for retiring when the time is right. I think LeBron James is the best player of his generation. I think LeBron James is one of the greatest to ever do it. No question about it. But LeBron James is also someone who I think really enjoys, just playing the game. He enjoys being out there with the guys. Like, he's definitely one of those guys. And retiring from the game, I think, will be more difficult for him than maybe most athletes. I think that he really does have that kind of connection to it. And I think it's going to be difficult for a guy like LeBron to retire, because when you're a player of his stature and you have the ability to win championships and dominate the narrative and dominate the team and dominate the opposition and do all those great things, that's what you're seeking on a nightly basis. That's what you've been doing for 20 years now or whatever. So the idea that he's gonna, and again, this is why I like I said, I think he goes to Cleveland, but I struggle with it for him, because it's like, you're gonna go to Cleveland, be on a bad team, but do the outro tour. You're just burning a season of your franchise. That's all you're doing with that move if you're Cleveland.
Well, and his performance is down precipitously. Like, he's having a terrible shooting year. I think he's only averaging 22 points when he's a career 27, 28 a night guy. He's playing an incredible amount of minutes, still at 33 minutes a game. I think he's 56 years old, so I guess at some point the cliff was coming.
He's 41.
I mean, it's tough to watch. It is tough to watch.
And that's why I appreciate what Brady did, right? Brady, in his later years, was still able to win. And that, I think, is the key difference, is that it's cool if you're older, but you can still win. But when you get older and you start to be the reason your team's not winning, that's a tough place to be. So if you're LeBron, I agree with the idea that you do have a responsibility to the league and to the game and to your career to do this the right way. But I don't think doing it the right way would just be pulling the plug randomly. That's not the right way to do it, in my opinion.
So you don't think there's any way he should or could retire after this season?
No. He's got at least one more, in my opinion. And I think that he's, right now, the reason his numbers are down, right now, the reason that he's going through it is because it's hitting him that the time is here to decide, hey, like, I need to talk to my family. I needed to have a conversation with myself.
But do you hate LeBron? Like, I think a lot of people, and in the comment section, are you a LeBron fan? Do you like LeBron? Do you hate LeBron? Is he insignificant to you? Like,
I mean, I don't hate LeBron. What I hate is the comparison to Jordan. I don't think it's a fair comparison. I don't think that, people want to put LeBron on this pedestal as the greatest player of all time, and they want to do that. And they, like, LeBron, the way he went about it and the way he goes about it is not for me. That doesn't mean he sucks or he's terrible. He's clearly one of the best basketball players we've ever seen in the world, ever, But I'm much more of the Jordan, Kobe philosophy. The like, hey, I'm winning is all I care about. And if it takes, if I got to go to 10 NBA finals to get my 6 rings, great. But the problem for me with Bron is it's like, hey, like, in the beginning of his career, he was for probably the first 15 years of his career, he's the best player on the floor, best ever, dominant, feared, beating the hell out of teams, doing great things, winning championships.
Yeah.
But even he's starting to talk about it. You're seeing it start to bleed into his messaging. Hey, 8 finals appearances in a row, right? That takes a toll on the body. 8 finals appearances in a row, and you don't have 8 championships. You don't even have 5 championships. And I just think it's like, hey, handle this the right way, dude. Like, I have no problem with a retirement tour. No issue with that. You want to
really?
No, I have no problem with it, dude. If you want to do
the best ever don't do retirement tours.
Well, I disagree with that. Kobe did a retirement tour. Everybody knew Kobe was retiring. He did a retirement tour.
Well, everybody may have known, but he didn't do a retirement tour. Did Mike do a retirement tour? No. You're a legend. I think that's. Yeah, I think you're...
Okay, what do you make of Kershaw, then? Kershaw did a retirement tour.
It's the NBA we're talking about, though.
Yeah, I know, but like if we're looking around sports, like if you
don't do it, you don't do it in the NFL. You don't do it in the elites of the NBA don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you want to go around Major League Baseball and have people give you gifts, that's being an attention seeker, right? Would I be shocked if LeBron said, "Hey, next year will be my last year"? I wouldn't be shocked.
But what
I
about
highly
Jeter?
doubt
Dude?
it.
That Jeter did that. Like,
but it's baseball. Baseball is a completely different culture.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Why do you think it's different?
Because I just think the mentality in baseball is different. Even the modern day player, I highly doubt we'll see a Bryce Harper being like, yeah, next year's my last year. And I just don't know why you would do that if you're LeBron. I think he would take such a beating for that, bro. Honest to God, I think he would just take an incredible ass whooping for that. And I don't know. I don't know. All right. A couple other things I want to get to. What do you guys make of this Diego Pavia stuff? Because I am not a Diego Pavia fan. In fact, I despise Diego Pavia. I think he is overrated. I don't think the whole I'm the greatest quarterback thing, like this to me is absolutely ridiculous.
What do you hope to prove to scouts, coaches this week when you're out here?
That I'm the best player in the country. You get me, you're going to get someone who's a winner, a competitor, a leader, and someone who doesn't take no for an answer. I hope someone gets me, and the team that gets me, I'm going to do everything I can in my willpower. I'll die for the team.
Cool. Diego, appreciate you, man. Best of luck this week, bro. Appreciate it.
First of all, dap up at the end. All-time dap up out of the reporter, number one.
First of all, be a professional. Second of all, I'll die for you. No, you won't. Third of all, the only thing you're going to do is be the new logo for Lucky Charms. Like, screw you, Pavia. Like, take
your ass back to the strip club, pull out the sign.
You have no class. You have no ability to conduct yourself as a professional.
He's got no class.
You're 3'5", and frankly, you're unlikable. You're very hard to root for. You're very hard to like. And I think he is, well, I mean, he's not as unlikable as Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is just a strange dude. But you're 5'9". Your attitude sucks. You've shown an incredible lack of professionalism. He is going to be lucky to be a middle round draft pick.
Oh, I don't think he's got any chance at the middle rounds. I think he'll be lucky to be drafted. That's my opinion. At those measurements with what he did in college, he'll be lucky to be drafted. He has undrafted free agent Cinderella story guy written all over him.
Do you like him?
No, I don't. I think that
is he likable?
I don't think so. The reason I say I don't think so is the way it works in the NFL. You want to talk about culture, right? And how things work, like you were with the NBA and Major League Baseball. In the NFL, it's very clear. We've seen this time and time again. Not unique to Diego short stack Pavia. You're 5'9". You don't have the measurables, and you're a red ass. And I think that it's safe to say that if you're going to be undersized type player, being a red ass doesn't really work in the NFL.
No, it does not.
You need to be undersized, don't have the measurables, but man, you are just a tape nerd, dude. You are a mental, Goliath, if you will. You're know how to watch film, beats the defense with your mind, knows how to stay healthy, knows how to lead guys. Like, this is the JJ McCarthy thing, right? Hey, doesn't have a great arm, not a great quarterback, a bust, but most people say he's a pretty decent leader of dudes, right? Like that guys will follow him. I'm not even confident that if Diego Pavia stepped into an NFL room, that guys would follow him. I just don't think that people respect him. That's the problem with with that stuff you did. Again, I know I keep referencing it, but the strip club thing with the sign and the Indiana stuff, and you don't do that, dude. That's not how it works. You don't losing in a classless fashion with the Heisman really killed him in the draft, in my opinion. And I don't think people forgot about that. And that's why I say if someone drafts him in the 3rd round, you're making a mistake. He's a 5th round guy, in my opinion. And if it was my organization, I would not draft him. I would just go a completely different direction. Want nothing to do with him.
I don't know. I think he just isn't. He's not a guy I would want on my football team. He is. You want to talk about a me guy? That's a me guy. That's a guy that he's got disaster written all. When that guy becomes a multimillionaire, what happens?
Bad things.
Bad things. He's not somebody that you can.
And by the way, has he not already got some level of wealth? Right? I mean, you can't tell me he's not 100,000-er.
Well,
right?
and he went and took it to the strip club and told Heisman voters to f off. That's probably not the best way to spend your money.
Yeah.
Because if I'm looking at, if we ranked the best quarterbacks in this draft, Fernando Mendoza is going to go number 1.
Unfortunately for him.
I would agree with that. I think I would probably have Ty Simpson 2. And I think at that point, you're probably choosing between a Cade Klubnik, Garrett Nussmeier, a Trinidad Chambliss, Sawyer Robertson.
See, I like Chambliss a lot at the NFL level.
This is going to be a very light quarterback draft.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be really tough to make the argument that you should. Yeah, I don't know that I would say he is a much lesser Johnny Manziel.
Johnny Manziel was a better quarterback in college than he was.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And
Johnny Manziel had massive addiction issues.
Yeah, I was going to say, I understand all the off the field stuff and the total just lack of accountability and responsibility with Johnny. I'm totally with that. But there's one thing you're not going to do with Johnny Manziel. You're not going to throw shade on that dude's ability to throw a football, dude. That guy
could play.
That guy could roast the best defenses that the game had to offer.
Max Duggan's an interesting comparison because he was super likable. Never got
Wasn't Max Duggan a lefty? Do I remember that right? Was Max a lefty?
Why would you ask me that? I have no idea if I don't recall.
I feel like he was left-handed, no?
I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was not. He's a redhead, number 15. I don't know why I'm looking this up. I'm pretty sure he's not. I'm just looking for a pick. No, he's a right-handed quarterback. Shut up, Jake.
Yeah, my bad. I misremembered.
You? I can't believe it.
I know.
Can't believe it. Undrafted free agent signing that is a camp body just to give other QBs a rest while throwing to 4th or lower string wide receivers. So he's J.J. McCarthy.
Basically.
Preseason's over. He gets released and lucky to get on a practice roster. Ooh. James says Drew Brees was undersized, a Super Bowl and former all-time TD leader. Yeah, but he had immeasurable skills.
Yeah, and he wasn't a jack. Like, come on.
And he led his team to massive victories in college. John Mattier over Diego Pavia. Well, John Mattier is going back to college, I'm pretty sure. Me guy like Shedeur Sanders. Deshaun Watson, because I agree with that. Yeah, I don't think Deshaun Watson ever plays another down in the NFL. This QB class is not great, which I don't know why Dante Moore didn't declare since next year's class is better. Well, next year's class is certainly better. This year's class, I think it's going to be really difficult. Like, Garrett Nussmeier is interesting. Prototypical size, 6'1", 200 pounds, throws the ball really well. I look at, like, even Fernando Mendoza, I've talked about this on the show. I think he's a project. He has so many bad attributes about his game. Never under center. Just all they did was RPO at Indiana. That rarely has translated to the NFL.
Yeah,
The best.
go ahead.
You just what?
I don't disagree with the assessment of what he was asked to do at Indiana. I disagree that he's going to struggle at the NFL level. I think that he knows how to read a defense. He's proven that through his play. I mean, that's just been widely.
I totally disagree with that. I don't think he's never been asked to read defenses.
He's been asked to read the first and second read. Hey, this is the play. This is what the defense is doing. This is your first read. If it's not there, then you need to look for your second read. And he's made pretty good decisions. You don't just throw that few interceptions for nothing. I mean, I think.
Okay. First of all, his arm talent is not what I'm questioning.
Right. You're saying that he hasn't run anything. He hasn't been asked to execute pro style skills at the college level. Like
he has not been asked to deliver a football under pressure. He has rarely been hit. He has rarely been pressured. And I think his inability to operate under center at Indiana, he's going to have to prove it. I don't think he's a bust or he's a project.
Okay, okay, so what is that? Because every draft pick is a project. It's rare that you come into the league and just dominate. So, I mean, does he have more, like, do you think he's better than what, like, CJ Stroud's been, let's say, with all his struggles this year?
No, CJ Stroud is a better quarterback.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud, in my opinion, better is probably the wrong word. I think if you look at,
does he do? Here's a better one. Maybe. What about Bo Nix? Is he Bo Nix's career?
Bo Nix is a better quarterback. Bo Nix is a better quarterback. Bo Nix is, and he's proven to be a better quarterback. Is he better than a Bryce Young? Yeah. He's got superior size and arm talent to Bryce Young. Is he? He's better than Anthony Richardson.
Can he be better than Trevor Lawrence has been over his career?
No, because Trevor Lawrence, I believe, has been elite. I think especially in the last several years when you start looking at Trevor Lawrence, and before I get into that, I probably should have his number up, but you look at Trevor Lawrence, I think, had 4,000 yards this year. Yeah, this is his third season in 4,000 yards. Trevor Lawrence has 17,000 yards and 98 and 58. And his turnover numbers are an issue, but he's also been sacked 41 times this year. Right? So are they improving? Yes. Is Trevor Lawrence? Trevor Lawrence is a really good quarterback.
Yeah, I guess I just feel like with Fernando, he and we'll see. You're usually pretty good with quarterbacks, but I just this particular case with Fernando, I just feel like he's a smart kid. I think he's coachable. I think that he has the ability to do what he needs to do with whatever team to get it done. Like, so, and that's really my bigger concern with Fernando is that you're a top end draft pick and you're going to go to a crappy organization, probably the Raiders. And that's really where I feel like, all right, if you're not one of these guys that can run around and kind of overcome, the absolute ass offensive line that's in front of you, then how does that look? So it may take him a few years, but I think he will figure it out at some point. I do. I think he makes it.
I don't know that there's a great quarterback comparison. I'm like looking at stats in the NFL of just the average.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not Justin Herbert. He's not Jalen Hurts. I mean, hell, I got to tell you, even Bryce Young had a pretty good year this year.
Yeah, but how many years has it taken Bryce to get there?
4.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to be Drake May. You're not going to be Caleb Williams.
But see, I think that stylistically speaking, like his best form, like if he developed and he was coached and he turned into
Jordan Love? Is he Jordan Love? Because I think he could be Jordan Love.
I think mentally he's better than Jordan Love. I think that he's Jordan Love is too inconsistent for me. I think that some games you get an MVP, other games you get a 0. I mean, if you're going to criticize Fernando for anything, it's that he's been consistent, right? And that's positive and negative. I think that, I don't know. I view Fernando Mendoza as a pro, as a pocket passer who needs to beat the defense with his mind, right? He's not going to run all over the place. Sure, he can get 5 yards when he needs to, but,
Yeah.
you know, I think Kirk Cousins is being a little bit generous just because Kirk was such a,
Again,
dude, Kirk had such a cannon, dude. Like, you know,
Kirk, and I think this is the thing that people don't understand. And I'll just say again, Kirk Cousins has elite numbers as a quarterback.
Yeah.
This is a dude who routinely in Minnesota threw for 4,200 yards.
Easily, like cruising 4,200 yards.
This is a dude that has 300 touchdowns, I think, in his career. Kirk Cousins has had a really good career.
But I'm just saying, I'm not saying he's going to be what Cousins was in his prime. But what I'm saying is that that's the style Fernando should be going for. Pocket passer who
I would agree with that.
Who needs to be a tape rat and just beat the defense with his mind.
Yes.
And needs to be developed that way. And I am a buyer that Fernando can be that guy. I think that he needs to be developed that way. I would not be asking him under center to run a bunch of RPO and do all this fancy ass stuff. If I'm drafting Fernando Mendoza, which I would have no problem saying, okay, we're going to take a 3-year arc the way they did with Bryce Young, and we're going to develop him while also building a team that can support that style of play. And I think it's totally doable. I do. But again, for the Raiders, probably not doable. But if you got him to, again, get him into a, can he have the renaissance that Sam Darnold has had once he got to a better place? That's kind of my concern. Sam gets into ass situation after ass situation, then gets to Kyle Shanahan, and all of a sudden things turn around, right? Because that to me is where the Sam Darnold train begins. You got to Kyle Shanahan, you had a good year with Kyle, you get picked up by the Vikings, you have a good year there that flames out at the end, and now you're with the Seahawks and doing what you're doing.
I think the hard part is Sam Darnold wound up with Kevin O'Connell and Kyle
Shanahan, O'Connell, and now buddy with the Seahawks. Like,
I think that's very difficult. It is.
It's all personnel, dude. It's all who you're working with. Look, hell, Caleb Williams, right? Look no further than what Caleb's been through. I mean, geez, that might be the best example of what we're kind of talking about.
Anyway, I think I'm rooting. Fernando is a good story. He's a good dude. He's a good human. He loves Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. We'll see. I think his performance depends on the script written for that year. I mean, that's very true.
Here we go.
Very true.
Here we go.
Script writers did a great job with that one.
He needs to be teamed up with a good coach that knows how to develop QBs like Peyton, Kubiak, and Shanahan. Well, now this Sean Payton thing, though. What do you guys make of Sean Payton versus Bo Nix?
Meaning?
Did you guys not hear about this?
No, what's the issue?
Oh, Jesus. Sean Payton basically said that Bo Nix's injury was inevitable and that it was lingering and it was a matter of time. I don't think he really should have share how many, because he talked about Bo Nix essentially then goes after Sean Payton. And I am really surprised. You look at Sean Payton, who 2 days ago said, I think what was found, though, was a condition that was like predisposed right at that, where they always find a little bit more when they go in. It wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when. So it wasn't because when you look at the play and you're trying to evaluate it, the doctor, operating surgeon said this was going to happen sooner than later. Then Bo Nix yesterday had his own press conference to talk about this. This is Bo Nix, quote, nothing predisposed, nothing that was there originally. That might have gotten confused. Just a simple step with my foot up in the air. My body weight came down on it and sort of got twisted up, got out of there pretty quick. I think that's the good part of being athletic. Sometimes your body gets out of the worst situations. Could have been a worse landing, but I think all of the force went into the only place it could and didn't have any predisposed issues. Man, my ankles were feeling really good. Then, quote, I don't think you really should share how many surgeries I've had in the past.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you, because he doesn't even really know. I think it's going to be good to get back, get to work, start from ground zero, work from the bottom up, back to training.
I think that's HIPAA.
This is one of those inconvenient football plays. I'm excited to get back to work. What is Sean Payton doing?
Being an idiot. That's what he's doing.
What is he doing? I am.
Why are you passing the buck of responsibility, dude? Why? Like, why not just say, yeah, you know what? Like, unfortunately, it happened, freak accident. Not, it's just not, obviously we didn't want that to happen. Obviously, like, things happen.
It's really unfortunate. I feel bad for Bo, but he's past this and we're moving in the right direction now.
And he had a hell of a year and he's doing a great job. And
that's my quarterback.
That's my quarterback. Yeah. But instead, what do we get? Oh, well, it was predisposed and it was going to happen anyway. What are you doing, dude?
It's all that cock weight he carries around.
Dude, just shut up, man. Like, why do you have to talk so much? Why can't you just coach, speak the hell out of it? And just do your damn job with the press. Like, I feel like head coaches make this thing so much harder than it needs to be half the time.
And what always happens? They talk too much.
Yeah.
They talk too much.
So I said, yeah.
It always gets them in trouble.
Yeah.
Rock and rant. Good week for Miami Hurricane football. How about the week that Miami's had? Is Ruben Bain the best defensive player in this draft? And I'll read your comment in a second, but is Ruben Bain the best defensive player in this draft? I mean, Arvell Reese is in that conversation. I think Caleb Downs is in that conversation.
I think Ruben Bain is the highest impact defensive player in the draft. The guy that you can just put him out there, and now you've got 10 more sacks a year.
Because it's him, David Bailey. Like, if you look at edge rushers, Keldrick Falk from Auburn. Like, if we start ranking these guys, Peter Woods from Clemson, obviously Howell and TJ Parker, Woods, like there's a bunch of dudes. Ruben Bain, in my opinion, is significantly better than all of them. And if I were having to draft defensive linemen, if I had to look at like ends, tackles, rushers, I mean, I really like Peter Woods, 6'3", 315 pounds. Ruben Bain, 6'3", 275. And his first step is, I think, the best first step in football. And even if you look at Reese, David Bailey, Anthony Hill, who obviously is just a monster at 6'3", I think 235 from Texas, Desmond Bain might be the better impact player. And you look at the linebackers in this draft, Arvell Reese, David Bailey, obviously, from Tech, Hill, but like Sonny Styles, CJ Allen, Deontay Lawson, Josiah Trotter. Like, you look at the dudes in this draft. I mean, Jacob Rodriguez is probably top 10. Jacob Rodriguez isn't even top 5. That's how good the linebacker class is. This is going to be a draft. I think it's Bain. Yeah, I would agree with that. Rock and rant. I was like 2 hours behind on the show watching and just saw the Buy Me a Birthday gift video. Big Daddy Magic. I can never unsee that. I fear what your DMs must really look like. This is why I don't read many DMs on Twitter. My TikTok DMs will have you filing restraining orders. That's an exaggeration, but I get some weird the thing that's happened, like the parents in the TikTok DMs, like, hey, can you talk about my son, or can you talk about?
No.
I can't tell you how many times that happens. No, I
can't do it. Sorry.
Nope. All these head coaches are so great at coach speak, but then Peyton decides to go off script. Exactly right. Did Jacob Rodriguez declare for the draft? I thought he got another year of eligibility. I don't know. I think he's in the draft. I'm pretty sure he's in the draft. Rock and Rant Bane, I see in most mock places 4 to 10th. Think he should be top 5, dude. I am a huge believer in. I'm a huge believer in best player in the. If you're listen, let's be honest. If you're picking in the top 5, you better take the best player because you need a lot of shit, right? Like you need.
Yeah.
You have real
One
issues.
player's not fixing your problems. So you might as well just take the best one.
You got to take the best player, in my opinion. But if I look at who would I, if I'm the Las Vegas Raiders, you're taking Fernando Mendoza, right? Who's second? The Jets? I think you're probably taking the best defensive player you can get, Ruben Bain. It's Ruben Bain or Arvell Reese.
Yeah.
Because Ruben Bain's got that thing where he's a pit bull, dude. Like he's a guy
he's a killer, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's one of the most reliable and high impact picks you can get. That's just a no doubt about it. Put him out there on the edge and he's good to go.
I think the Jets at number 2, Arvell Reese or Ruben Bain, you can't go wrong. My question is, what do the Arizona Cardinals do? Are you trading verticality, little buddy? Are you trading Kyler Murray?
No.
Then you're drafting offensive line.
Correct.
That is what I would do.
Yeah.
You might want to hire a head coach first.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just not a good organization, dude. And you know, the problem is that, you know, like if you look at draft previews or like, you know, people talking about who's going to be where and everything and who they're going to take. I mean, the only thing that I've seen across the board with like everybody, not just ESPN guys, but like CBS guys, everybody, is those top 2 picks, right? Fernando Mendoza and Arvell Reese. Mendoza goes to the Raiders, Reese goes to the Jets.
Arvell Reese is such a hard miss. Like he would, I don't even know how he would be a bust.
So after that, then it's like, okay, well, you know,
what does Tennessee do now though? Look at Tennessee.
Well, most people think Tennessee's taking Ruben Bain. That is one that's been pretty consistent.
I think, but here's the question though: is that because you hired Bobby Saleh, or are you just telling Cam Ward to go screw himself?
No, that's probably because you hired Bobby Saleh, honestly.
Right? But how are you not all in on doing everything you can do to make Cam Ward the best quarterback he can be?
Well, I just don't think that's the priority. That's not the priority when you hire Bob Saleh.
Well, I would agree with that.
I mean, I would guess what the Tennessee Titans are trying to do is what the Patriots did, which is you've got a young quarterback that can be a franchise guy, but you're going to build your team around defense, and then you're going to patchwork the offense. So, you know, Bob Saleh, definitely one of the best DCs in the league. Nobody questions that. I'll be curious to see what he's able to do in Tennessee.
And I would what are you going to do? David Bailey or?
Yeah, I mean, probably. Yeah, you're probably going to do. I mean, this is my problem with the Cardinals, right? Like you've got people saying that David Bailey is going to go before Ruben Bain. If you do that, you're an idiot. Like with all due respect to David Bailey, like I just don't. I would be, if I'm a defensive minded organization with a top 5 pick, I'm taking Ruben Bain, and then we'll see what's available after that. I mean it's just a no doubt about it home run pick, and I think that you know, you look down. Like, again, you look down the list here, you've got the Browns, who most people think are going offense, whether that's going to be a lineman. You know, the Giants. See, if I'm the Giants, this is my problem. If I'm the Giants, I'm getting more weapons for Buddy. That's what I'm doing. I'm going offense. Jackson Dart has shown me enough where I could say, okay, if this guy's got 3 options in the wide receiver room and he's got 1 back, we're gonna struggle not to score 27 points a game. I just believe it.
Well, if you get Malik Neighbors back, who's the best receiver in the draft? Probably
Jordan Tyson.
Carnell Tate. No, Carnell Tate. I think I would probably, but again, I think I have throated Carnell Tate all season long.
I mean, he's not a bad. He's more of a slot guy. but he's not bad. He's a damn good receiver.
But you need I think that's exactly why you would draft Carnell Tate, because you have Malik Neighbors and that turf that eats ACLs for lunch
drives me nuts, dude. Again, see, this is just me being emotional about the Giants, you know. But you're the Tiffany organization of the NFL, and you're working with that turf. Like, come on, be better, dude. Like, figure it out.
Yeah, I'm interested to see because I think the wide receiver thing is really interesting. I think it's Jordan Tyson or it's Carnell Tate, and I would take Carnell Tate.
Yeah. It depends what kind of receiver you want, though, too, right? Like,
they're different guys.
Yeah, they're different guys. I mean, I would agree for the Giants, Carnell Tate, you know, systematically or scheme wise, maybe makes a little more sense. But again, like,
but if I'm the Giants, you're going to be predicated on a lot of running. I mean, with John Harbaugh as your head coach, your running quarterback's going to run more, but he's always had really elite wide receivers.
He'll get him not to run as much. He will get him, and I shouldn't say that. He'll still run a lot, but he will get Jackson Dart to not be an idiot on the sideline.
Then don't you need either? I mean, who's the best offensive lineman in the draft? Probably Maui Goa or Spencer Fano. Fano's going to probably play right side of the line. I mean,
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see. I think you have to take the best offensive lineman available to help Dart be less concussed. And Cam Scattaboo, I mean, I don't know. I think you have to go offensive line.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I think it's going to be really tough just based on the way this draft falls. I have no idea what the Cardinals will do.
Nope.
I have no
I know what
idea.
they'll do. They'll make a mistake. They'll draft the wrong guy. You can
Well,
count
they're
on that.
losing, aren't they? They're losing quite a bit in free agency. I think we'll see. I think that if Calvin Beachum does not go back to Arizona, I think Muigoa could easily be a right tackle in this league.
Mm-hmm.
And a really good one. I'm not convinced that they're going to bring back Kyler Murray. I'm not convinced of that.
Yeah, maybe they won't.
So,
maybe they'll come to their senses. I'm not going to give them more credit until they prove it.
And so I go back to the Cleveland Browns then, who I think are sixth or seventh here, sixth. And now you've got all kinds of problems. You've got to get help for Shedeur Sanders because you need to make or break on Shedeur Sanders.
Yep.
So I'd be stunned if they didn't draft offensive line. And now that you hired Todd Monken, I would have to think you're going offense, right? I mean, you can't have the same mistakes you made in 2025 in the draft.
No.
Right? I mean, if Spencer Fano's there, you're going to do that. Right? That to me, with Jack Conklin being a free agent, Cam Robinson's a free agent, just looking at their cap, Cam Robinson, Jack Conklin, free agents. You know, if you have Fano and Jones on the offensive line, I think that could be pretty good. And then 7 is where I think that's where Ruben Bain has a legitimate chance to end up with the Commanders.
Nah, see, he's off the board before that, dude. He's going to go to Tennessee, I think, Ruben Bain. He's not going to.
He should be.
He won't be there at 7. I think that, I don't know. If you keep Kyler Murray, you're going to go offensive line, right? That just makes the most sense. That, you know, so Maui Go is going to go at 3 if they keep Kyler Murray. If they don't keep Kyler Murray, you know, then you know, you're probably talking about, you know, again, David Bailey. You know, maybe you shock the world and you take Ruben Bain at 3 if you're being an idiot, which again I would not put past them. You know, like, again, Ruben Bain.
I would not put past them.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past them. You can't miss on Ruben Bain, but just with your situation, it's not, in my opinion, it's not what I would be picking. I would be, you know, I'd be going a different path, but again, it's the Cardinals. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. This draft is just so I'm a big believer in the draft. Like last year's draft was very straightforward outside of the Shore thing. This year's draft is going to be absolute bonkers. I mean, I just think that the first 15 picks of this draft are going to be wild because I agree that the Raiders are taking Fernando 1 and Arvell's going to New York at 2, but from 3 through like hell,
look
I'd
at
even go down to
10, 11, 12. Bengals, Dolphins, Cowboys.
I mean, depending on what those guys do, that's what I'm saying. Like 3 through 20 in the first round is going to be crazy because again, yeah, like 10, 11, 12. Like again, if this draft goes sideways, is Caleb Downs even available at 10?
What about the Rams?
Yeah, what do the Rams
Don't
do?
The Rams have 13? I'm
yeah,
sorry.
the Rams have 13.
13. Yeah.
Most people.
What about the Rams? Because you don't know. You don't know like what is Matt Stafford's situation? Like I look at the Rams and I think you have to get better. If Matt Stafford's coming back, you have to get better defensively in coverage.
Yeah.
You have to get better defensively in coverage. I think they have to have better corner coverage. That's why they lost the NFC Championship game. You lost to the Seahawks multiple times because of that. And the wide receivers in this division, and I still maintain the best route to the playoffs is winning your division. The wide receivers in the NFC West would make me go safety or corner. Because I think they're really good up front. I think they're a really good pass rush. I would not even be looking at my offense. I'd be looking at defense. But that's just me. So,
yeah,
could be wrong. But what do I know, right? I also think one of the things that's really fascinating to me, what do the Minnesota Vikings do? What do the Dallas Cowboys, I think you have 2 in the top 20.
They got to support JJ. I mean, that's just what it is.
No, they got to get better defensively, in my opinion. Didn't they were worst in the league at interceptions last year, I think. What do the Dallas Cowboys do? 2 in the top 20. That's a way to fix that defense. What does a team like, what does Pittsburgh do? What is Aaron Rodgers doing? You can't possibly draft defense. Can you draft defense? Can you draft a quarterback? Isn't Trinidad Chambliss the perfect fit in their offense? I don't know. What do the Philadelphia Eagles do? Do you have offensive problems or do you have defensive problems? I mean, I think the decisions that are some folks are going to get fired, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Well,
I'm a Jets fan, sadly, and I pray that they do not take Ruben Bain because I love him too much. Well, there is that.
Look at what On3 just put out an hour ago with the great Brett McMurphy.
Oh, boy.
Big Ten and SEC demanded control to determine CFP expansion, but can't come to a decision. Quote, they wrestled the power away and now have fumbled up the opportunity to expand because they can't work together because of their ego. Sources tell On3. Man, I don't know where you guys would have heard that. I mean, gosh, I'm not sure where you guys would have heard that last week, dog. Last week. Like, come on.
How many times do we have to be right on this show?
Jesus.
You know. Yeah, that is, yeah. Bobby Fowler, a member for 27 months. Morning, brothers. You
Bobby.
Should do a mock draft.
Yeah, I got a mock draft for you.
Yeah, I'm going to mock draft your mom.
Oh.
That doesn't make any sense. I have said for how long that, you know, listen, how many times are we going to be weeks ahead of the national media on this show?
Many times.
Many, many times. And you can go look at our playlist. There's all kinds of stuff on the playlist about the SEC versus the Big Ten. You know, is what it is.
We can, bro.
Bobby, thanks for being here. Mike Smith. Eagles need to figure out who to hire as OC. Man, that search has been a dumpster fire. I think Can anybody explain to me? Like, I have no idea what NFL teams are doing hiring coaches. Like this Mike McCarthy hire, home run. Home run.
Yeah, that performance he put on in his press conference, incredible.
Stop it.
Just incredible, dude. I mean, what better way to introduce yourself than to struggle to, keep it together and talk about how, this is your hometown team and what a privilege it is. I mean, my God. Dude.
Here we go. Thank you, Art. I think I thought at least be able to get started. Oftentimes coaches and players, you put on new team colors, and it takes a minute to feel comfortable in those new colors. But to be blessed beyond any measure, one day to put on the colors you wore since you brought home. I'll apologize.
Why is that a bad thing? This is a guy who grew up there.
It just is,
You just hate everybody.
I don't hate everybody, dude. I just feel like it's every single time now that a new coach is brought in, we got to roll out the dog and pony show and cry about it. And it's like, okay, I get it. He's from there. Like, it's a good hire. All right, we'll see you in 15 years after you've won one Super Bowl.
Why
and
are
you're a
men
10-win game every year.
are men so insecure about showing emotion? I will never understand that. The guy is Pittsburgh through and through. He grew up in a Steelers family. He grew up going to Steelers games. It is clear. This would be like me fucking managing the Cubs. Like, why is it bad
about my team
that he sat up there and whined like a little bitch? Why is that a bad thing? Probably
Dick Hammer.
Yeah, like you're such a hater. Monty and Jakey Two Shakes just over here bringing receipts.
But like, I don't know how many times, dude.
How many times are we going to be right on this show?
I mean, it's incredible.
Trust me, bro.
Script writers did a great job with that one.
Whatever, dude. Whatever.
Summerall, not Summerall. Summerall didn't cry. He was screaming about earning it.
Yeah, I mean, come on, dude. You got to earn the Gatorhead.
I mean, Summerall, shut up. Like, well, let's go molest a kid in a hallway because he signed with us. Oh, man.
You got to earn it. You got to earn it.
Shut up.
I mean, listen, I think that veiny neck guy did a better eye than Summerall did.
No, it's not veiny neck guy. It's cock neck.
Better is the key, man. That needs to be our word in here. Better. We're not worried about just being the best. We got to get better every day. All right. So a better.
And then again, a bet. And I probably should have let him talk about his seed, but I just can't wait to see Summerall like fully, Micah Parsons, some dude in a corridor at the Florida game.
Are you good? Good.
So contrived. Fuck off.
Okay, quick question
It's so fake.
before we leave today. Who had the better dap up? Summerall or female reporter with Pavia?
It's so John Summerall is such a fake, dude. This is a 17-year-old kid you're dapping up and
Let me tell you what.
yeah, shut up. I'm so.
Who are
it's
you,
so
Dick
contrived.
Hammer?
Dick Hammer.
It's so contrived, bro. It's just there's no reason for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I understand. It like cock neck is one thing, right? Like that dude. Like if you've got veins on the shaft like that, let them flare. Yeah, let them flare. Right? Like just do you, Office Space guy. Like I'm all good with that. John Summerall, like stop abuse. That's assault. Anyway, though you guys couldn't be more wrong about Caruso and his ability to hide stuff or play basketball. I know. It's fun to be right.
Yeah.
I want Jeremiah Love to the Bears, but I am doubtful he will be there. Yeah, I've been arguing with some folks about what the Chicago Bears need. They need we need pass rush. We need pass rush. We need Reuben Bain. We need Arvell Reese. I hope the Bears do trade up because we need it. Something fierce. I like the Sumrall hire until I saw that bro moment. It was about as authentic as Brian Kelly's family. Brian Kelly doesn't know how to suck the brains out of a crawfish any more than I do.
Family.
Scumbag. Like I'm so over the fake, contrived bro hug, dap it up. Just sign the paper and go to class. No, I'm not playing your stupid game today, Jake. You're not going to bait me into ripping the college football ethos at this moment. You better be a Chicago Cubs owner than the sad excuse that they have over there right now. Dude, can you imagine if I owned the Cubs? Dude.
We
Matt
wouldn't be
Shaw,
doing the show, just so you know.
Yeah, Matt Shaw would never. Oh, I'd be doing the show. I'd be giving Big Daddy Magic a Cubs 3X long sleeve sweatshirt first. Okay, wait. Before we leave, should we just make this decision?
What?
Should we get together as a show and get Big Daddy Magic a birthday gift?
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Is that a no?
Why?
It's his birthday.
Did you, Quintus?
Would I?
No. Did I get a birthday gift from BDM? Did I get a birthday gift from anyone in this comment section? No, I didn't. Did you? No, you didn't.
Big Daddy Magic watches the show every day. He sends me videos that are a little unnerving.
The heavy set one with the big gun with the sweet tongue.
But I'm not opposed. You wouldn't feel cold if you would. Big Daddy Magic. I said, bro, you can't wear a Bills shirt to a BYU game. You wouldn't feel cold if you would have bought me the red Buffalo Bills hoodie for my birthday, but I'm glad you didn't. Should we all raise $100 and I'll get him an authentic Buffalo Bills jersey? That's what I would do. But wow, you're
bad?
out. You're out altogether.
Do you feel bad or?
Look, the truth is, he is less fortunate. He is not. All the nuts aren't on the bolt.
Okay,
right?
here, let me lay this out. Bro's a paparazzi for a living, right? We all
Yes.
agree on that. He said that. And he does a good job. Give him credit. At the same time, I'm not the one out at like 2 a.m. on the street. I'm not the one, like for my birthday gift from you guys, I want you to not give him a birthday sweater. Okay. I mean, listen, dude, like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that.
Oh.
I don't think it's right to just give him a birthday gift. I think that that there needs to be either a competition. Like we don't do favoritism on the show, bro. That's not how this works.
Okay.
I'm all down if you guys want to, if y'all want
give him a Jets hoodie for his birthday. You're such a jerk.
Yeah, like it's
fucking Muldoon. Give him a Bills fan a Jets jersey. Oh my god! Hey, here's a Zachy Poo jersey.
A 3X green long sleeve hoodie.
My God, that's incredible.
Sorry, bro. I just can't. Listen, I'm all for helping the less fortunate, but I just can't see doing a birthday gift for you, man. That's not fair to everybody else, and I don't think it's proper.
The Monty Show, as always, presented by The Advocates at theadvocates.com. A Jets sweatshirt. That is one of the coldest comments that has ever been uttered on the show. On top, and immediately following for my birthday, I want you not to give him a birthday gift.
Savage, dude. Cold-blooded.
Enjoy the weekend. We'll be back on Monday. The Monty Show, as always, presented by the Advocates at theadvocates.com. Until Monday, say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.